Your overlay. Sorry, guys. We are a little late. What, about 10 minutes late? We had some audio difficulties.
Technical difficulties on my side, y'all. But welcome.
We are good now. Chat's up. Savvy is in the house. Savvy Demeanor. Here we go. Now we're filling in. Good evening. Ape Blazing does stuff. Derek A, how you doing tonight? Bill Biv DeVoe says I want a refund. What are you buying, Bill? What's the SI on Ape? That's a good question. We'll get into that tonight. Yuka Frida, good evening. Hammer, humble the mind, full of knowledge. IP'd, King of the North, Christian Princess, KJ, Cowboy and baseball fan. Steven, good evening. Hammer, what's going on, man? Farstaculus, Jedi Master J, good evening. We'll let some more people load up here.
Testicles, howdy, Yuka Frida, 1796, FJR, Blazing, Mickey Butters, IP'd in Kenny's Pool, the venerable IP'd, KJ, Steve, Jedi Master, Jen, Jerry, sorry, Al Capone in the house. I asked everybody to post their drinks in the Discord. I got something, little Texas flavor for you tonight, Massalorian, next time you're down here. Revolver Brewing, Blood and Honey. I feel like tonight there's going to be a little bit of blood and a little bit of honey, depending on how people behave.
It's lining up that way, right?
Yes.
Dan, good evening tonight. Bill Bev DeVoe, Forks, not an AMC video clickbaiter. Travis Wood, Cadence Point of View, Doge, Cole Trickle, Space Cowboy, Forks, D, good evening. Karen C, Alana Hodo, Memeland Farms, Tesla. Forrest says he's drinking rum and cokes up in Michigan tonight. Forrest, what's going on, man?
All right.
Mickey Butters. You want to pick some up, T?
That used to be my thing back in college days. Rum and Coke. Woo.
Yeah, good stuff. What kind of rum?
Alana says she's drinking soda because she's working. Nothing wrong with that, Alana. Make that money. Mario, good evening. Hanging Moss, good evening. R. Baglio, Gus, Just Mike, Birdman in the house. Hector Figueroa. Big B says, Tony, if you don't have hopium to hand out, then you have to drink. Yes. Drinks are on me tonight, guys. So please, top shelf, send the tab to my secretary. You guys got the address. You know I'm going to take care of you. Life is good. Good evening. Not an AMC video clickbaiter. Oh, this is my favorite chatter. 44 years sober. Respect, brother.
Nice. Congrats. Captain Morgan, yeah, I was going to say, you drinking dark spiced rum, Tony, or the clear
Scarlett
stuff?
likes Captain Morgan. I'm, if it's the last drink in the house, I'm not going to turn it down, but it's not my preferred. I'd rather have like a Bullet Rye or, some good tequila. She likes a little Captain Morgan and Coke.
Okay. Sounds good. Memeland Farms, Katie May, Pete, SU, Ray, Life is Good. Liz Clayman, good evening. One of our mods in the house. Liz Clayman, can you do me a favor tonight? If you remember, can you just make a notation of the mods so at the closing I can thank and shout out all the mods tonight? If you could just, as we're going through, if you make a mental notation, because Massalorian is not good at mental notations during live streams, clearly. KJ, the Force 123, Gus Chenoweth, Bren Herrick, good evening. John's Touchpad, James Flowers, N. Cashman, Karen C. Eric Bissell, your boyfriend's here. Apes Blazing, SU Ray, Big B says Mass has to drink if he doesn't have a thesis. I always got a thesis.
If you don't have a what?
A thesis. He says Mass has to drink if he doesn't have a thesis. I'm getting drunk as hell. LOL. Thank you, Liz. Red Sox Sus says Caden. Yes, they do. C. Hill says Coke and Pepsi are too sweet. Proud Man. E. Sinclair. Good evening. We got a lot of people in the chat tonight. Over almost 400 people. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, T?
I'm doing swell. Had a Scarlett had her 3-day, weekend, which was like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Back at work Friday, back at work tonight. Now she's on her regular 30, I guess, what is it? 36-hour shift she has in 3 days. So
That's crazy.
I'm all alone. I'm your guys as long as you need me tonight to answer questions. And last night we went to go see Kong and Godzilla. I'm going to tell you real quick, if you're not on my Twitter, I figured out the hidden message why Adam Aaron wanted us to see that movie. And by the way, Scarlett couldn't go with me, and my kid couldn't go because he's like, Dad, come on, sophomore in college, Friday night. Sorry. I said, I get
Not
it. I get
happening?
it. So I went with Scarlett's dad, of all people.
Okay.
So the theater was packed. We got like the last 2 seats. But here is the 3 hidden messages that I want you guys. If you've seen Godzilla versus Kong, you might remember this. If you haven't seen it, the 3 hidden messages. Number 1, Robot Godzilla is truly the enemy, despite what you might have been told by YouTube. Number 2, the conspiracy theorists were correct all along. And number 3, a flask of whiskey saves the day every time. And if you've seen the last scene, you know what I mean. Not going to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it.
So there were hidden subliminal messages, you believe, in the movie.
That is why the 3 reasons Adam Aaron wanted us to see that movie.
Sounds good. Sounds like it's an interesting notion. Interesting thoughts.
Did you see his tweet
that
tonight about the Burning Man?
No. What was his last tweet? No. What was it?
He put out a very random tweet about Burning Man being just mere stone's throw away. Maybe you can pull it up and put it up on the screen.
Sure.
There are already some hidden messages that I've pulled out of that one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Starting off with the first couple words. There's a hidden message about BlackRock in there. BlackRock recently got out of AMC, out of their AMC position.
Oh, God, here we go. Oh, boy, and it's getting retweeted and liked to holy heaven. Wow, okay. Hang on, let's put this up. I'll make it big. Hopefully we don't lose any signal. Don't lose any speed. Chrome tab, Adam Aaron, share. All right.
When we were watching the movie, I had no idea what was in this movie. I didn't watch it when it came out. But when they said the words, "Oh my God, it's Robot Godzilla," I about spit my Coke out.
I bet. Oh my God, it's Robot Godzilla.
Yeah. Look at the words. See, here's your price confirmation from Adam Aaron. Many thousands right there. He's already telling you what the price is going to go to.
And BlackRock is heavily involved, clearly, right?
Yep. And somehow Highcroft is involved. You guys, you got to read between the lines and work with us. It's Saturday night. We're having a good time. Some of you know we're joking. Some of you are going to clip this and say Denaro The Massalorian confirmed the MOAS, but all in good fun.
Yeah, it's Saturday, guys. We're trying to keep it a little light tonight.
Nothing serious tonight. Nothing serious tonight.
No serious questions, please. Trying to keep it. 24 the money says MOAS confirmed. Nora von the Great says, yeah, down with BlackRock. That's an interesting tweet. You gotta love the memes too to follow, right? And the names. Eat Gary Gensler. Oh boy. What has happened to retail? We're falling up here. All right, let's close that down for a second.
Someone said, was I drinking at the movie? I had a Diet Coke. Scarlett's dad had a what is that? Lagunitas? Is that the name?
Lagunitas?
That's the name of the beer, right?
Yeah, Lagunitas, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But he didn't say something fast enough because I just always go in and order the #1 combo, large popcorn and a Diet Coke. If I would have been thinking that we were going to have a beer, I would have not got the Coke. I would have just had beer with my popcorn. But
I was gonna say,
I don't want 2 drinks, so I stuck with the Coke.
There you go. Now, do you have alcohol to serve? They serve full. Do you have a full bar at your?
Yeah,
AMC,
we have a full bar. We have a full bar
Okay.
at all the AMC theaters here.
Yes, I need to. I actually need to locate. I haven't even located where my closest AMC is. If anybody in the chat here is from New England, Rhode Island area, let me know. Is there an AMC around here anywhere? Southern Massachusetts.
I see we got
Eric says,
Leander
Tony,
Nick in the house. What's up, Nick?
Oh, you get some more shout outs? Yeah, we get 515 people right now in the chat. Great. And everyone's asking about Alex. I gotta get my cousin. I gotta get my cousin.
They're not
Alex
asking about my Alex, are they?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I texted her tonight and I texted her a couple hours ago and let her know we were coming on live. Maybe she'll show up in the chat. She didn't answer me back. So
No. Okay. All right. You think she's a little, you think she's, I mean, she got kind of famous. Her video got 10,000 views. Did you see that?
did it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she's going to come back. She had a good time, but she's got her own life too. So.
Right. Right. Who's going with me in the movies? Someone says Dartmouth. Jennifer says she'll go with me. Yeah, I need a date, Jennifer. I'll take a date. Eric says, Mass, serious question. How much? Come on, man. Oh, Eric Bissell. Jimmy Jones says, man, am I wrong for buying more APE? Fidelity keeps filling my order, but in little blocks of 2 to 20. Jimmy, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying APE. It's at a discount right now in my HO.
Hanging Moss says, did he say my Alex? I didn't know if they were talking about Alexandria Cortez is why I was asking which Alex, because someone was talking about Alex versus Kamala. I thought y'all were talking about AOC for a second. That's Massalorian's girlfriend.
Yeah, no. My cousin Alexa was gonna possibly be on here tonight. It's funny because they're both they're pretty similar as far as
that would be fun if we had 2 Alexes on. Then it'd be really confusing. We'll have to call yours Alexa though.
Alexa, yeah, that's the way I keep it. We can keep it separate. So Alexa, if you're watching, make sure you say something in the chat. Testically says he ain't going with me. I'll take Jennifer. That's fine, man. I don't need you. No, that's my cousin, not my girlfriend. That's my cousin. Someone said Framingham. That's not too far from me. Framingham, I can make. Braintree too far. Attleboro might be closer. Let's see. There is only one Alex, Tony. Is she AOC? Just Mike says is cute but dumb. Boy, you guys are tough. Some tough. Oh, Alexis Channel says I'm here. All right, we got Alexis in here. We got her. Is this your Alexa, Tony? No, right?
No.
Okay. I'm putting it up on the screen.
It must be another Alexa.
Yep, must be another Alexa. Yeah,
Alex's
channel before.
Alex's has her photo on it.
She does? Okay. Mass is blurry, says Shadow Girl. Am I? Damn it.
All right. I see Eric's already wanting to get into work questions. Eric says, has anybody not gotten their full allotment of APE? Let's just jump right into it.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that.
The numbers that I was hearing on Thursday, I didn't go live Friday, obviously, because Jerome Powell killed the market. Guys, when you see a red day, either, take a Valium and go back to sleep, go fishing, or get something else done like I did. I got on the phone with Spectrum and coordinated getting my internet upgraded for next week. So, but what was I saying? Oh, I don't know where we're at with everybody getting their shares. The last time I checked was Thursday, but there were still some European and Canadian people that were saying that they hadn't got them yet. So you guys let us know. And maybe Massalorian, have you been keeping up with that?
I have been. I've been actually looking over my chat the last few days. So I haven't. I know that some of my subscribers in Canada people that I speak to have gotten theirs. Most of them. Someone's asking if I'm a lizard person because I keep pixelating. Sorry, guys, about the pixelation. Literally, my buddy is on the phone with the cable company right now in the background. I can hear him speaking with them. So we're trying to work this out. It's not just Tony that's having internet issues. It's seems like the entire country, except for you guys. Where are we going with that? What were you saying right before that, Tony? Sorry.
Who has not got their
Oh,
shares yet? I think is
Canada.
what we're working on.
Yes, Canada. So I do know that a lot of people in Canada did receive, as far as RBC and Scotiabank. The other banks I haven't checked on, but those were the two Canadians. Scotia and RBC were the two that I actually know. Have you heard anything about what I haven't heard about was Cash App? Do you know if Cash App customers or clients
They
have
were
gotten their
also
shares?
they were also being told like as late as the 27th, which was 27th, which is a Saturday. That was weird. So
Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't understand why. Oh, Mac and B says BMO also has delivered, which is another Bank of Montreal BMO. So that's 3 Canadian banks so far verified that have got theirs. But yeah, T, good point, right? Why is it? I mean, how many shares do you think we're talking about with Cash App? Even if it was, even let's say if it was 20 million, still a good little chunk that have not been, have not been delivered yet. And why is this taking so long that people aren't able to trade this? I don't know. I'm not going to stay conspiracy theory. Someone says, I got my shares at RBC. TD Direct Investing Canada delivered. So that's 4. TD Direct Investing. Thank you, John. Gia says she got them on Wealthsimple. Thank you, Gia. So that's 5. Humble in the heart of mind and knowledge says, can we register our shares via computer share? Yes, you can, right, T? Pretty sure.
For APE, I don't know. I presume so because some people were getting APE in their computer share accounts.
Right. So I would say more than likely, yes. Humble heart, mindful of knowledge. I don't see any Canadians saying they haven't received. Yeah, almost everybody says that they've gotten them. King Louis says, has anyone at Cash App asked yet? Does anyone have Cash App in the chat? Actually send a message to them to ask? Somebody's got to have. Up, down, left, right. Mr. Contra says, has Europe gotten them? Good question. And what about the South Pacific? New Zealand, Australia? Where's Jesse? Where is Kiwi Girl? Australia Draining Cleaner? Somebody's got to be out there. Oh, Kiwi Girl got them. There she is.
Sorry, I was distracted here for a second because someone was asking about the Vanguard APE outstanding shares. It looks like that's been corrected. It took me a minute to pull up the Vanguard site. But the outstanding shares on Vanguard showing the correct amount now, 516 million. So we'll move on past that.
Okay. Make a poll and put it up. Alexis Channel says, so does this mean AMC is not overshorted? How would you answer that question, Tony?
Can you put it up on the screen?
Yep. Hang on. Hold on. Okay. Somebody was talking about that 704 million number. And hang on. T, sorry, this is just acting really slow.
I don't know what I don't know what the definition of overshorted is.
Overshorted is? That you mean, Alexa, do you mean that there aren't as many synthetics as we thought? Probably not. Definitely not in the realm where a lot of people are talking. This 51 billion figure.
I'm going to pull up the Ortex on it. I can tell you what we do know. Remember, Ortex data. Ortex data is self-reported by lenders, not by the shorts themselves. So this is what the lenders are reporting. They've loaned out 155 million shares on loan, and about 30% of the float shorted. So that's a decent amount.
That is a decent amount.
More than AMC. And the cost to borrow average about 17%. So, you know, I want to see a high short interest, despite, you know, people go back and forth, but in my book, the higher the short interest, if and when a catalyst happens, hot topic word. Oh, he said catalyst. Yes. If and when any catalyst happens that makes the stock market or AMC and APE move up, that the higher the short interest, the faster we're going to see the price move up. So I don't want to be sitting at a 10% short interest or 12 or 18. I want it well over 20. I want it 30, 35, 40, 50, 100 like GameStop. And there might be some pain while they short the hell out of it. But I want a high short interest. So I'm good with 30% short interest. Keep the price down. Keep on shorting it. Yep. You're setting the spring, setting the trap.
Right, right. And remember, a lot of that downward action that we saw on Friday was the market in general reacting to Jay Powell. That was nothing against either of the stocks.
How much was the Dow down on Friday? I couldn't even watch. It was like 1,000 points.
I thought it was 500 until you informed me. When it was 500, I shut off Webull. When I saw it drop below 500, I said, I'm out of here. That's it. I'm not going to watch this thing go down like the Titanic. See you later.
Yeah, just a refresher tip for anyone who missed what I said 10 minutes ago. If it's a bad day in the market, go do something else for your own mental health. You're not going to solve anything by watching the market bleed out.
Nope.
And there's going to be another day. Everything's going to be fine. Yeah, the NASDAQ down. NASDAQ was down 500. No, it was down to 497, down 3.94%. Dow Jones down 1022, and the S&P down also 3.3%. Pretty bad day.
That's a slaughter fest. Yep, that's a slaughter. Big time. Mass, someone says here, AMC. Hang on, guys. Just bear with me on the comments tonight because my $80 a month internet sucks. Have not heard that the APE shares are... I have heard this opinion from people, but I don't know where they're getting that information from, that any of the APE shares so far are synthetic. We haven't seen a... the only number that I've seen was that glitch number. That's 700 million. And Jennifer is saying nasal spray. I did. And Christopher, I looked for your medicine. I did look for it. I haven't ordered it yet. Someone was asking about... Oh, Cedar's point of view says, who gives a shit about exposing synthetic shares? I just want them out of AMC. Here it is. Diego R. Mass, AMC to $5 after Q3 earnings. According to Al, any thoughts? Look, I said this a couple times, guys. I think Q3 is going to be our roughest quarter by far. If there's one quarter that we're going to have a little bit of a pullback on the numbers, it's going to be Q3. So be ready for it. Mentally prepare yourself for that. And as far as the other night, just adding a little bit to what Meet Kevin was talking about when he was comparing back to the Q2 2019 numbers to this year. And I don't know if I mentioned this the other night in the live stream or the video that I made, but, you know, he was taking one of the best quarters in the history of movies. The Xfinity War, or what was it? Infinity War, the Avengers Endgame movie came out that quarter. Remember, guys, that was the biggest movie release of all time. So when he was making those comparisons to Q2 2019, remember, you're up against the best quarter. All right, sorry, I just had to go off on that. But as far as Q2 earnings go, I'm preparing myself that we're not going to have the best numbers.
In
but I think we're going to
August,
bounce right back.
late August, we had $9.12 on AMC. That would, if APE and AMC were trading at parity in the next few weeks, that would mean that potentially you could see both of them at 450
at 5
if we go down to retest that low. But I think that's going to be, like you were saying, Mass, very dependent on what the market does between now and November.
For
So
sure.
yeah, is it a possibility? Sure. If the market continues to go down, nothing to do with AMC. Everything,
Nope.
you're going to see everything get decimated.
Yep. I've seen a couple people talking today about prices coming down, that we still have at least 25% of room if we see a pullback, a strong pullback in the market. And compared to the numbers that we've seen, that's going to be a slaughter.
So this, if this is the case, and this is what I was going to try and get a video out on this today, but I guess it's going to have to wait till tomorrow now. What we're going to be focusing on is picking stocks that we think are good for either puts or, plate. I know Blazin, I see him in the chat here. He made money on SPY puts last week. There are opportunities if you are plugged in or to people who can help you, or you already know what you're doing, to either buy puts on select tickers or indexes, or even short some stocks. But you got to figure out which are the most likely ones to go down for both of those. Puts aren't always a great idea. If volatility is high, sometimes shorting is something to think about. And I'm no shorting expert, so if we let's see, it's August now, right? August, September, October, November. We got 3 months, so you may see me work out some practice with you guys live in the next 3 months. Javi, What's going on, brother? Hey, Javi, you got my permission to be brutal on the moderating tonight if anybody's causing problems.
Brutally honest. Yeah, good point, Tony. Good point. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about companies that are going to be taking a beating, right? We've seen a big time layoffs, and that only means one thing, that revenue is going to be coming down. If you're laying people off, that means your bottom line is in trouble. So we're going to be looking.
Also companies that are affected by supply chain, right? That is the big problem in the economy right now. The Fed is attacking the demand side with interest rates, but the big issue is supply chain. And even raising interest rates isn't going to fix that.
Nope.
So my bias against big box retail stores with inventory, those are the type of companies I'm going to be targeting.
Yeah,
if I'm going to be looking at puts or shorting something.
Yep. And it's not something normally me and Tony talk about or do a lot. We don't do a lot of puts, don't do a lot of shorting on stocks, but when there's ability to make money.
I've actually never shorted anything. I buy puts because my risk is limited, right?
Right.
If you're short something and you're not paying attention and it goes the other way, you can get screwed real quick. But if I'm sitting here day trading, I can get out of a play real quick. That's a different matter. So I'm not advocating shorting to people if you can't pay attention to it every second. But if we got 3 months of down market, this is something we're going to have to talk about, ways to make money, because none of us want to sit around and not do anything for the next 3 months.
Yep. Corbin says Jackson Hole wrapped up. Yeah, and he left like a bull in a china shop, J Powell. Clearly the market responds to that yesterday. Leave No Weight Behind says, tell me why you don't think the government is not just going to step in and say, screw retail, we told you it was corrupt. No matter your answer, I'm still for what's right. Leave No Weight Behind. That would be, you're talking about a scenario that would be very hard for them to pull off without causing a major ruckus.
Define the government. What do you mean by the government? That's a very broad statement too.
Good point.
The Fed is going to screw the stock market because they need to get interest rates under control. And the stock market is going to be collateral damage.
Yeah.
But if that's what you mean by the government, yes, that is probably going to happen because the stock market is not their concern.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today, right, guys? That after what Powell said yesterday, I would expect that they're going to let the market suffer a little bit right now to try to curb inflation as we run up towards the midterms. And, I can't prove that, but that is my assumption, is that Powell is going to try to rein in inflation during the next 3 months as we get closer and closer to that timeline, so that they can come out and say, the administration can come out and say, look at the great job that we've done. I just have a feeling that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to be, the consumer's going to pay through for it right now with the inflation, and the market's going to suffer a little bit as well. So just be prepared for that.
The other thing you can do, if the idea of buying puts or shorting is not palatable to you, is what we've been also doing for the last 9 months, is look for buying opportunities on your favorite stocks. But I'm just saying, you need to have the psychological and emotional willpower to be okay with that. And I will be doing that also. Spent part of my day on Friday almost punching the buy button on a few stocks. And I decided not to, because I don't know, Monday could be another red day. I don't want to jump in and catch a falling knife. But if you don't want to short and you don't want to buy puts, there are other good stocks you can buy on these dips that are upcoming. All of your favorites, Tesla, Amazon, Google, big companies that might be run down in price if the market gets trashed. So there are a variety of different ways, depending. If you're interested in generating income, day trading, then you might want to be looking at shorting or puts. All of that, this is preliminary conversation, because Monday could be a whole new day, right? The market could wake up on Monday and say Friday was enough.
Yep.
So we're going to play it day by day. I'm just laying out, you might see some changes if we're in an extended downturn.
Look how fast the market's bounced back after the GDP announcement. I mean, really, right after the GDP and we went into the official recession, the market continued on a bull run. So expect the unexpected. And, if we get it, and that's great. Tony held AMC for so long and watched my account almost disappear. Until the push we had to 35, I decided to sell and buy again at 11. Held that and then sold at 25. For me, holding was a waste. Rage TV, you played that great. There's nothing
that was
wrong
good
with that.
timing.
Yeah.
I wish I would have sold mine at 72.
Yeah.
And bought back at 9.
Yeah.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Boy.
Steven Just Another Ape says Hycroft going down lower than you think. I don't know, Steven. I said my next buy-in for Hycroft is at 50 cents. So I think you and I are in alignment there. I see he says 50 cents is likely. Yeah, unless Hycroft has some news, I expect it to continue down. And I have no problem with that. Hycroft for me is about a 2 to 3 year play until they come out with some good news. It could absolutely go down. I'm not making any predictions, but I'm not making any predictions, but my next buy-in is at 50 cents.
Okay. And you're in at just under $1 right now?
I got in at $1. Correct? Yeah, I got in at $1 for little. I waited since March to buy in recently at $1, but I never go all in when I think there's more downside.
Right.
And so I'll average down. I'll double up my position if it goes to 50 cents.
Right on. Barry Electronics has a good question. It says, just curious, what made AMC run up to 72 the June before last? Were the shorts covering? Why did they stop? So let's break that down a little bit, just in case, if you are new to AMC, if you are new to this play. What happened in June was a combination of things, right? We had some gamma squeezing. We had a lot of FOMO for a few days. Let's see. What else can we attribute that to? Really, it was a lot of gamma squeezing. There was probably some shorts that were covering during that time, I'm sure. So it was really a combination, Barry Electronics.
I'm
Many
pulling
things.
up. I'm pulling up the short interest just to refresh my memory of how high it was back then. June of 2021.
Yes.
Exchange reported short interest was around 67%.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, there was some short covering on that run up also.
Absolutely. Yep. And what
Oh
killed
wait,
it?
that was in December. That was in
Oh,
December. It was not that high in June.
hang on. Let's go
June,
back.
my bad. My bad. June, it was down in the 20 range, kind of like where we're at now.
Low 20s.
So if that is correct, then no, it wasn't a lot of short covering.
And they said the same thing about the GameStop squeeze in January of the same year. According to the SEC, same thing. There
But
wasn't any short
GameStop
covering.
was high short interest in January.
Right. But according to SEC, the reason that that price went to 5 or whatever we stopped at was more due to FOMO, correct?
Well, that's
their
what they
report?
said, but I
Right.
mean, there was clearly some short covering going on in GameStop
I
back
agree
in
with you.
January.
I agree with you. Someone says 21.4%. That sounds about right. That's what I thought it was, somewhere around there. That sounds about right. And what killed that? Well, partly was 20 million shares being thrown into the market, right? There was a 8.5 to Mudrick. Then there was also 11.5 million, right, Tony? Right to the right? It wasn't 11.5 and 8.5. Mudrick got, I believe,
How many? The
20
Adam
million
Aaron.
total.
Yeah, I don't recall. I've slept too many
Okay.
nights since then, Mass.
But so a combination of things brought it up and back down again. Gamma squeeze in June. Someone said executive order. Yeah, I don't know. We proved that with the executive orders because we didn't see anything happen this June, right? If that was it, I mean, have we disproven that or what? T? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the latest round of executive orders didn't do anything, and the latest round of crypto dips haven't done anything. So I think both of those are disproven.
Yeah, I agree. Right? Yeah, I think the executive order, we have to take that out of it. Oscar says catalyst, any coming up soon? There could, Oscar, we just don't know, right? We don't have anything in the immediate future that I can think of. I know I'm trying to get out of using that word even more so than before. I'm almost looking for some type of black swan event. I hate saying that word, but hate saying that word. 11.5 shares of public offering, says just another ape. Thank you.
You
11.5
know
and 8.5.
what could be interesting coming up, Mass, if the market does take a major nosedive for,
Yes.
if we have day after day like Friday and wipe out a bunch of collateral,
Yeah.
that
I
could
would
be
like
an
that.
interesting unexpected event.
True.
Get some
That's true.
hedge funds in trouble that maybe are too long on their overall portfolio and got to close
I would
some
be in
stuff
for
out.
that.
Still not certain
That
to
sounds
me,
good to me.
that they would still not certain to me that they would have to close out shorts, because shorts are the one thing that they're making money on. But it does provide an interesting potential catalyst. I don't spend my days trying to think about what catalyst is going to cause this. Just
Can't.
like in June, it's going to happen when it happens, and I'm going to be here every day. And
Until it does.
I'm not trying. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to predict the date. Never have.
Yeah. We got to stop doing that. The date
That
thing
will
has
make
got
me
to be. I heard someone the other day talking about the T90 plus and November 17th, and that coincides with the SEC and transparency. And I was just like, whoa, time out. We got to stop with that crap right now.
You know what
Can't have
predicting
any
dates
more
is
of
good
that.
for?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, it's
What?
good for YouTube views.
Babies? Yeah. Good. Exactly.
That's about all it's been good for anybody.
Yeah. Forrest has got it. So he says, so what you're saying is Tuesday is MOAS. Pretty much, Forrest. I think that's what I think you got it, man. If you picked it up, I know everyone's got it in the chat. Yuka says March 3rd. Exactly. What does Phil mean by phase 6? So phase 6, I would direct you and say, check out AMC Bigham's, right, Tony? Isn't that AMC Bigham's really his wheelhouse, right? Phase 6?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nicholas, check out a channel, AMC Bigham's. He covers phase 6. Amazing. We wouldn't do it justice, honestly. No dates, no expectations. Jennifer says I can't do dates anymore. Me either. No, nobody can. Nobody can. It's been one of our biggest things, has been people waiting on dates. Been one of our biggest downfalls. From
Eric
above
wants to
says
see.
AM.
Eric wants to see my boots, but I don't have the overhead cam yet, Eric. So you're gonna have to wait a few more weeks.
Are you getting one?
I'm gonna put a camera, you know, for behind studio camera. That's the next upgrade. So yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna have to be patient, but I do have them on, Eric. I mean, you might be able to hear them stomp here, but
oh yeah, I can hear them. I can hear them. I was gonna do the same thing. By the way, I meant to tell you I found an awesome cheap webcam that you can get. I believe it's 4 times zoom, and you can set it for like 2 different shots. It's like under $130. I'm gonna send you the link when we get off. Don't let me forget, because I was thinking about getting one myself for the same thing, and they're cheap, on the cheap side, because we have to go cheap right now. Unfortunately, not in the cheap, but we keep it a little inexpensive. Jennifer, that's right. The only dates I'm going to want to hear is ours to AMC. Clark says, once Adam Aaron, Clark, how you doing tonight? Says, once Adam Aaron gets AMC out of debt and the APE shares. Damn it. Sorry, Clark. I don't know what good another camera is if I can't have my internet working fine. Start with the internet working, and then we can worry about other cameras.
Quan is saying Randall Cornett. Also, check Randall Cornett for phase 6.
Does Randall cover that?
Another good dude.
I didn't know Randall covered that.
I didn't either. Randall's always on so late. He, you know, when I see him, it's like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. late, super late night. Randall Cornett having some beers with the boys.
Yeah.
But I chat with him from time to time on DM. So good guy. He's I like that, you know, him and Bigham's cover stuff different than us, but they also actually dig into regulations and try and understand them before they talk about them. So like when I hear about first time I heard about T+90, as I was looking up the DD on it, of course, I'm reaching out to Bigham's like, do you have a link on this T+90?
just to save me a couple hours.
Like I could save myself hours if he already has the link, but by the time he answered me, I had already found it on Reddit. So he was already at the same conclusion as me, you know, nonsense.
Yep. Humble Heartful of Knowledge says Randall covered APE options being challenged and removed. Yeah, so I saw something about that. What did I don't think we've discussed that tonight, but let me just get Clark's question real quick. Once Adam Aaron gets AMC out of debt by selling the APE shares, will the banks want their money back from the hedge funds? You would think so, right, Clark? Because that destroys their thesis that AMC is going to go bankrupt. So you would assume that would be the case. Demainer says that anyone heard from Pantheon? Have you talked to Pantheon, Tony? Anytime?
I have. He's working on some personal stuff, maybe job related. I don't know. And he said he's focusing on that, and depending on what happens with that, you know, we'll hear from him when we hear from him. He's not disappeared. He's still around, and I do see him, and I see him in Discords, and I see him participating. He's just not had the time to do videos. In fact, he may be listening in tonight. So shout out to Pantheon.
If you're out there, Pantheon, hope all is well, my friend. Miss you. Raven says, good night, people. Enjoy the run. Stay sane. Don't count on dates, says Barry Electronics. That will keep you sane. Just Mike says, do you think it's safe to continue holding GME? Yes. I still think that I still have some faith in Ryan Cohen taking this company into the next century or whatever, decade, not century. I don't think we're going to go that far. But I think that GME is safe right now with the price that it's running at. It's got a lot of support from retail, right? That's an X factor in a lot of these stocks.
Someone
A
said
lot of
my
people are
camera
just
keeps
hodling.
going out. I'm probably protecting myself from YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, we work hard for these pennies. We don't need them
We
demonetizing
don't
us
need them
because we hit a vape.
stolen for some nicotine relief. Has everyone gotten their ape share, says Ben. So Ben, according to a lot of people tonight, we've seen everyone from Belgium to Canada, most of the banks in Canada, to even some people in Cash App have gotten their shares. So a lot of people have. Christy Phillips says, someone please check on Pantheon. Christy, he's just having he's taking care of some personal things, so he's good. Tony, let me know. Oh, someone wants to send you chaps, Tony.
Someone wants what?
Send you chaps. Chaps for your outfit.
Oh, chaps.
Yes.
I'll never forget when my nephews graduated high school and we went to New Orleans to get on a cruise. My dad and my brother and my nephews and my kid, and we were walking down Bourbon Street, and we walked to the end of Bourbon Street because we were just walking the whole street, not knowing what we were walking into. And those of you that live in New Orleans know what I'm talking about. When you get down to the end, there's some rainbow flags flying, and there was a street performance, and there were assless chaps. But you don't find. I'm just gonna say you don't find that in Texas.
I was gonna say, is that a common sight?
If we're using chaps, it's for riding a horse on a long day.
Not assless, right?
I mean, all chaps are assless, but these boys were not wearing pants. That's what I'm saying. I think they were playing, our buddy up in New York, the song that he likes, the YMCA. There's about 100 of them out dancing in the street.
Interesting. Was that in Austin?
No, that was in New Orleans at the end of Bourbon Street.
New Orleans, that's right. You just said New Orleans, that's right. Listen, Massalorian, listen. Open your ears. Let's see.
The nephews were like, "Oh Lord, turn around."
I can't see that. Man, some of the kids' faces on these has been pretty bad.
What the hell did we walk into?
I know. Forget it. Thomas B, how you doing tonight? Tendy time, how are you? Get some shout outs in here. Roseanne, Chad, we got in the chat. Angelina, KJWBR, John Oliveira, Benjamin Israel, Billy the Kid, The Shape, Birdman 3127, Cali Boy 7600, Six Sun, Mega Johnny 420, Lupe, and Ryan. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm going to pull up a next question. And this would be good for T, I think. Hang on one sec, T.
I see a lot of people asking about options. Oh, there you go. You popped it up there.
Yep.
So I was checking a little bit on that today. We kind of were saying earlier in the week, if they could make money on options, they would list them. But, initially last week, the word was there's no plans, to list options. But if it met the criteria to list them, which is a certain amount of trading volume and a certain amount of days that someone could apply, and you got to be a, what do they call it? A trading permit holder on the CBOE to request options. The company has nothing to do with it, right? People that have options trading permits can request options on a ticker. And obviously someone did on APE, and looked like all the brokers were getting ready. We were all watching that, like on, what was it, Wednesday? And then all of a sudden, the next thing we know, no options. And then Randall, I'm sure many of you heard his phone call. That whole thing went around where they were saying someone was filing a legal challenge. So as far as I know, that's where we're still at. I haven't got any more information since then. And I did not really work on doing, much investigation on stuff Friday. So if I do come up with something, I will let y'all know. Will there be an average price between AMC and APE? Marlon says, I don't know what you mean by you haven't got an average price for APE. Are you talking about like what your broker shows for your basis? Do I get recognized on the street? Not for a YouTube icebreaker. For my OnlyFans and my old Chippendales days, yes, but not for YouTube. Raphael says, I think Adam told us how many AMC shares are out there by advising us how many APE he created. He created 516 million. And that is a good question. I know a lot of you are wondering, is he secretly selling a bunch out on the side? If you go back and review that last 8K that the company filed, the one that was in the form of a FAQ, it does say in there, there's a section that asks, how will we know if you issue more APEs? The company stated that they will file any required advisory paperwork required by the SEC. So whether that means we'll find out in advance or we'll find out the day that they do it, or we'll find out the day after they do it, I don't know. But if he did sell some, we would know.
Tony, what's your opinion on Vanguard's 51 billion AMC shares? So let's talk about this. What do we say?
I just pulled that up when we started the broadcast. That has been corrected. So that was just another typo.
So should we talk about hyper-focused on AMC and our theory on this?
Go ahead and knock it out.
So you guys have all asked about these 51 billion shares and the 704 million shares that showed up earlier on IEX. I saw some videos about that. And we've talked about this a few times, right? About how hyper-focused we all are on this stock, in particular AMC, APE, GME, BBBY, you name any of them, that any of the stocks that we've been watching for the last year and a half, we are overly hyper-focused on them. Now, there's a good chance, and me and Tony talked about this earlier, that this happens across the stock market on a daily basis. This is data entry, and this is human errors that can happen. But when we are so hyper-focused on these tickers in particular, of course, we're going to pull anything that seems out of the normal, such as 704 of the million shares on the option change for IEX. So those type of things are going to happen. And we've said this a few times, that's probably what's happening here. Now, are some of these things actual blatant manipulation? Yes, some of them are, but discerning between the two is important. So there are ways that they can short the stock that are legal. Adrian, how you doing tonight? Go ahead, T. Sorry.
No, you're doing fine.
Okay.
Did you talk about the part? I was reading comments. Did you talk about the part of before we assume that numbers on AMC are bad, that it's just related to AMC, that we do a thorough check of the other 9,000 tickers to see how many of them have mistakes?
Right. Especially
I don't have
with
time
this
to do that. So, but as a scientific method, I can't say that AMC is the only one that has mistakes until I've evaluated a decent sample size, representative sample size of all the other tickers out there. Who knows how many other mistakes are out there that we just don't see because we're not looking at them so closely.
Right.
And, there's 1,000 sites reporting data. And if one of them gets it wrong, all of a sudden the other 999 don't count. It's just the one that's wrong that people focus on.
Yep.
I don't know.
Unfortunately.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's kind of, I think, what we're getting here, guys. David says, and will continue to be hyper-focused, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that until they get the message that we're not going to back to status quo, which allows removal. Oh, yeah, David, we're not, I don't want to let them off the hook for anything that they've done so far or continue to do or what they will be doing going forward. Oh. I've seen something. Someone said we have chaps in Wyoming. Who said that? We have chaps in Wyoming. Thomas Burns.
Well,
I
they
think
do
the
a fair
halts,
bit of horseback riding in Wyoming. So
I was gonna say, don't they? Yeah, yeah. Jennifer went to an Evanescence concert tonight. That must have been fun, Jennifer. How was that?
and
That
where
sounds like a
was
good
it?
show. Yeah. Man, I didn't even know they were still together. Let's see. Do you guys believe, Mel, the soldier of courage, says, do you guys believe there is naked shorting going on after watch the charts since January 21? I think there is. Soldier of courage, yes, I believe there has been plenty probably of naked shorting going on. Have we been able to completely prove it? No, not yet. Pam the trader is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Pam? My lovely Pamela. So I can't stay long. Sorry,
I want
Pam.
to
We'll just leave
address
here.
Candace's. Candace has a comment that Thomas James said. I usually stop reading right there. But let me just ask.
He said he was going to be brutal tonight, folks. He said it.
Yeah, I'm not pulling any punches tonight. It's Saturday night. We're having fun. But when a comment starts with Thomas James said, psh, psh. Clickbait alert, Reddit reading alert. I want to know from any of you in Fidelity or TD Ameritrade or E-Trade, you know, someone that has directed trade, were you able to buy APE? I mean, clearly we can see millions of APE being bought, and not all of them are being routed to the dark pool, because we can see that also. So this is not factual. The only APE shares being traded are in payment for order flow brokers, or you'd see off exchange at 100%.
Right.
And I would
Correct.
just, in the nicest way possible, for your guys' own sanity, unless you just like the entertainment and the chuckles, stay away from the clickbait YouTubers. And there are many. I don't like my job being correcting other people, but that is basically a nonsense channel. You still with us, or are you frozen, Mass? Looks like he's frozen. All right, we got a few people there saying they were able to buy on Fidelity, no problem. Myself as well. I just didn't want to be the only one saying it. My life has gotten so much better since I stopped watching all the other YouTubers. So when you guys asked me, did you see what so-and-so said? No, I didn't, because I stopped watching all of them. Unless I'm getting an overwhelming amount of questions that somebody is saying something harmful, I'll go check it out. But look, we've all dealt with a year and a half of nonsense. At some point, you got to say enough is enough. These guys have never been right about a single damn thing. All you're doing is, by going back and watching their videos, you're encouraging them to keep putting out nonsense.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, you dropped off for a minute.
Birdman 3127. Did you finish answering that question, T? That we were what we said right before I kicked off? Everyone says you're right, Tony. So
I didn't talk about that yet, but let's see what he says. If there's no legitimate manipulation and piles of synthetics, why wouldn't you sell AMC APE and buy back after a dilution? Well, I mean, for one thing, we don't know when a dilution would be, and we don't know when any sort of squeeze catalyst would be. So that is the reason the unpredictability of this play is the reason that I have continued to hold. I mean, you can always do what you want, Birdman. No one's going to judge you. You got to do what is right for you. For me personally, I'm not telling anyone what to do. For me personally, having woke up one day in June and watched it run into 72, woke up on March 28th or whatever the day was and watch it run to 34, totally unexpected. I don't want to be out of the play on the next one of those, and I'm okay holding it. But if you think you can time it, then, you know, that's certainly your choice. I'm doing that on GameStop, but my conviction on GameStop is not as solid as it is on AMC. So that was my personal choice, a choice I made about a month ago to change it up on GameStop. No one's going to judge you for doing what you think is right for you.
Right. Billy 87 says, I think the Friday dip was an overreaction, not financial advice. Billy, I think the whole market dipped. I mean, look what happened after Jay Powell spoke on Friday. Nothing was going to be able to come up against that and push price action upwards. Not that kind of news. I wouldn't expect that. Cape Cod Mama Ape Carol Ann says hello, Mass and Tony. Peter Jefferson, good evening. How you doing tonight? Guy Delacone in the house. And I see Norm.
Eric
Norm
actually has
here.
a good question.
Does he? All right, let me get it up here. Let me find it. Where are you, Eric? It's a serious question too.
Not saying that his other questions aren't good, but I mean, it's not.
I was gonna say
it's one that we haven't really talked about. Maybe it's good to have a quick minute of talk about it. It says Tony and Mass, serious question. That's when you know he's serious. He's not just just funning.
Right.
Edward says, Tony, I seen you on Terra's Space Call the other day. You need to request to speak. Yeah, I mean, I was on Terra's Space Call to listen. There's no point in me speaking in an opinion war. Everybody on that call was just speaking opinions, and it would be a waste of my time to try and change people's opinions on a phone call.
Was that the 4-hour live? Was that the 4-hour one?
Can't even hardly change people's opinions on a video or a live. Imagine on a phone call where they're already dug in. They've already made up their minds. And that other dude, Doonesbury or whatever the heck his name was, he was doing an excellent job of saying the same things I was saying. So, and much nicer than me.
Right.
I don't have the smoothest delivery. I just, bull in a china shop.
Do you, was that the 4-hour space call that you were on, that you attended and listened to? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't got a copy of that yet. I would have liked to have listened to that.
Eric's question is a little bit higher up than that.
Floating around.
Eric's question says, if Adam Aaron just dumped all of APE into the market now and got all the profit, wouldn't that end the short thesis immediately? And
yeah, we talked about this, right?
I mean, that it is something maybe worth talking about, Eric. I mean, I don't know. I think that by doing that, if he announced $500 million in dilution, another 484 million, the price is going to tank just from the dilution. So yeah. I think the smarter play is dilution as necessary to pay off the debt. As I talked about on my video a few days back, only sell as needed, when needed, or in a run-up, ideally in a run-up. So it is a win-win for everybody. I'm not going to be happy about just a random dilution at $9 or $6, whatever. No,
yes.
I can't. I'm not going to get behind that idea. It'll tank the price. And
yeah, it will. Absolutely. We'll take the win right out of our sales. Sean Harris says, can we talk about phase 6 on September 1st and what this can do for the market? Sean, I would direct you to, I guess, Randall Cornett or AMC Bigham's, both of the videos on the last few days. That's where I would direct you. They are the experts on that. We are not experts by any way, shape, or form. on phase 6. Cape Cod Mama Ape Caroline says, also, what do we think of T plus 90 for ape squeezing? I think we need to stop talking about dates, Cape Cod Mama Ape Caroline.
I would say
I've heard
read my community tab or read my Twitter. I've been very clear about that. There is zero relevance of T plus 90. And you guys need to hold these fudsters accountable for the nonsense they're putting out. They're not providing any evidence. And even if they do talk about evidence, they're bringing up a FINRA regulation that clearly, if you can read English, has nothing to do with our stock. And I know Houston Wade is not the author of that T plus 90 theory, but he has been one of the people recently talking about it. And I'm certainly not trying to throw him under the bus, right? But when I put my tweet out, he's like, hold up, guys, I'm not the author. I get it, Houston. I know we're good, buddy. But I was kind of laughing when he said, we've been talking about T plus 90 for 18 months over in Reddit. I'm like, well, 18 months you've been talking about T plus 90. That should be enough
15
conviction
months
for
too
yourself
long.
that it's meaningless, right? I know they mean Tesla, overstock, blah, blah, blah. But look, the FINRA regulation that they're putting up on T plus 90 has zero to do with any of these plays.
Yep.
And if I'm wrong, if there's something else, then whoever is the author of the T plus 90 theory is welcome to reach out to me and we'll hash it out. And then I'll put up an apology video.
Or we can come on and discuss it on the live stream.
Yeah.
Feel free.
But you come in and talk about the FINRA thing, I'm gonna rip you to shreds.
You're gonna be challenged. Yep.
It's nonsense.
Pam, have a good night.
This
Thank
whole
you for stopping by.
thing is nonsense.
Yeah. Agreed. Pam, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Much love in the chat going out to Pam, who has got to go. Thomas Jane latest video says the thrill. Foreign exchanges are not selling ape, say no shares. Now, I saw some people in the chat. I saw Belgium has their shares. I saw Germany has their shares. Who's saying there's no shares, thrill? I haven't seen Thomas Jane's video. I'm assuming he got it directly from Reddit, probably.
Top of the morning
Houston
to
Wade
you, Dan.
believes in the
Dan Spencer,
how are you this morning?
45 in UK. Are you still awake or just waking up?
Yeah, where are you in your day today? 10. Massalorian's never going to be an assless chaps. Well, simple in Canada. Got all my apes. Not many can pull off that look, Tony. Good job, says Thrill. The hat? Oh, yeah, he looks dapper. Absolutely. Pulling it off. He's representing. That's a great look.
I need to,
our Baglio.
My two cowboy hats. I have a white one for summer and a black one for winter. They're both super old. I need to go get some new ones. So there may be some wardrobe upgrades here in the coming weeks.
That hat looks brand new.
Reader's Digest, Eric is asking on phase 6. I could not do it justice, Eric. Cat and ISDA phase 6. I know they're upcoming. Check with Randall Cornett or AMC Bigums.
Yeah. Those guys are the experts on it. I mean, that's who you want to go to if you're asking for information on that, by far.
All I know about the cat phase 6 is that it's finally roping in the largest amount of participants, the small parties. But all the big guys, all the ones that you hate, have been already roped in the previous phases in previous years. So I don't know. I mean, are the small guys the culprits? That's not who we've been focusing on, but maybe they are. Who knows what's
maybe they are
hiding in the shadowy corners.
That's right. Mike Millspa says T plus 90 Evergrande default China executive orders are all total BS. I mean, so far, Mike, right? I think that's been made pretty clear. Roseanne, have a good night. Always love you stopping by for the chat. Thank you.
I'm gonna go grab another revolver here.
Go for it, buddy.
I'll be right back.
Take your time. Alrighty. Anyone else ATH 48 instead of the 72 now, says Corbin. Humble heart, mindful Collins says, Mass, we will get you some Boston short boy chaps. The day you see me in chaps. Haven't gone to bed yet, says Dan. Dan, you're pulling an all-nighter in the UK? Afternoon nap screws with the body clock. I agree. Absolutely, that does. That messes with me. If I ever by accident come home from a day of work and fall asleep for like an hour, it messes with my whole sleep pattern. Big time. It was this our infomercials about air fryers. Thanks, Dan, for dropping in. I appreciate. We got chosen over air fryer commercial. I'll take it. Let's see. Schwab told me that AMC Maria, how you doing tonight? Maria in the chat says Schwab told me that AMC had 45 days without information so they could adjust the AMC average cost in my account. You could do that right now, Maria. You don't need Schwab to do that. Actually, for them to adjust it. See, I don't have Schwab. Do you have Schwab, Tony?
No, but I'll tell you, that is the biggest question that I've been getting on Twitter DMs and in Discord is people and brokers around the world having their basis calculated differently. If it was a split, right, you'd expect that your AMC would drop from $18 on Friday the 19th down to $9 or so, and that your APE would be around $9, right? But a lot of people they're seeing their basis not changed on AMC, so it's showing that they're red, and they're getting 1 cent basis on APE. And basically what I've been saying is this: look, whatever, if it's bothering you, call your broker and pester them about it. But at the end of the day, whatever your broker is showing as basis I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I just view it as a placeholder.
Right.
It's what you use when you file your taxes. It doesn't affect anything.
Correct.
As long as your overall basis between the two, if you owned $1,000 worth of AMC, that your money you bought $1,000 worth, that is your basis, and 999 is in AMC and $1 is in APE, or 500 and 500, as long as your overall basis is still correct, it is irrelevant what they show. And you might say, well, when I file my taxes, the broker's form is going to say my basis was a penny on APE. Well, then have a printout of the 8K from Adam Aaron saying that it should be half and half. Like, you can make your case to the taxing authority, or your CPA. That is up to you to make the case.
Right.
You don't have to go by what your broker says. So I would just advise, and I'm not a CPA, and Sufyan, if you're listening in, jump in, or anyone who's got other expertise in this area, I would just advise, don't worry about it. As long as the total of your basis is correct. And if it really bothers you, call your broker and bitch about it. And don't just ask them, tell them what you want and tell them why. And then don't give up until you get what you want, or until they say, sorry, we're not going to change it. You've been a pest. This is our final answer. And then it is what it is, but it's irrelevant. Right. I know it bothers some people to see that, but it doesn't affect anything, really.
Nope. Thomas Burns says, I feel like we've gotten used to big DJ drops these last few years. 1K point drop should cause panic. With a question mark. I think that's a statement, though. And I think that if we've seen anything in the last year and a half, it's the way that the market seems to be able to rebound from anything. I mean, no matter what gets thrown at it, it seems to be able to crawl back I don't think we came close to all-time highs, new highs this last little run, but we certainly gained a bunch of ground that we had lost. And we still have a lot of that downside priced in across the market right now in a lot of stocks. All right, high discounts right now. Let's see. Lisa Clark says, when I got my APE on Thursday, a few accounts said the average price was 901 and one was 365. Yeah, Lisa, I think there was on a little bit of a mix up there, right? Depending on what brokerage you had, they were holding it at different spots, but I'm assuming that's all going to be worked out by Monday with almost everyone.
I got an impersonation for King Louis for Woody.
You do?
Yeah, for
Okay.
Woody. Somebody poisoned the water hole. That's about the only Woody that I can do.
That's the only one you can do?
Snake in my boot.
That's pretty good. Not bad at all. Not bad
Somebody
at
poisoned the water hole.
all. Let's see. Mega Johnny 420 says, Powell's Jackson Hole message was that plunge protection team was done. Expect pain. Yeah. That was a painful speech. But at least he's sticking with his word as far as being hawkish, right? I got my APE at 156, says Dan, with a 99,000% profit. Not bad. Is that in pounds, Dan? Or USD? For sure, the markets will rebound after the elections in November, says Mia Wig. I think we'll see it before that. I think we'll see one more bull run right before. I think we'll see that and running from Halloween up to Thanksgiving. I think you'll see a bull run. Have we heard anything from Froggy Styles? No, I have not. I reached out to him a while back. Haven't heard anything from him. USD, says Dan. Okay. Herman Beef thinks. I'm going to put this question up, T.
Do we think that the fund short on AMC will give up? I mean, they're going to give up when the price gets run up. They're not going to give up before then.
Right now. Not this price.
And the price is going to run up when the company reports that they're getting, to profitability and have the debt paid off. Those are the two things that need to happen to wreck the short thesis, or some unknown catalyst that, we've been waiting on for a year now. So I'm not focused on catalyst. I'm focused on box office revenues improving and the company returning to profitability. And now Adam Aron has the ability, if he does it smartly and doesn't screw us by doing it all at once, he has the ability to pay off the debt. The shorts are going to be thinking about that. You are delusional if you don't think that doesn't bother them. I can put myself in those shoes, and I know that if I knew that he had the ability to pay off the debt, I would be a little bit concerned that our position is weakened as a short.
Yeah. Yep.
This company is not going bankrupt.
Right.
It's not.
Yep. Right. He said the other day, this ape has vastly improved the fundamentals of AMC, and he's not kidding when he says that. As far as that goes, he means that when he says that. And do I think that they'll stay fundamentally sound through an upcoming economic shitstorm? Herman Beef think it's I will say that someone, I forget who it was, Cat Striker or someone, put up a tweet a while back saying that during the Great Depression, movie theaters were up like 30% because people were trying to escape from reality. And so I assume that to be the same. History tends to repeat itself. MC says, does no share locate requirement imply by default everyone will receive an equal number APE, irrespective of whether or not rehypothecation was rampant, i.e. way more than 517 million AMC outstanding? That's a good question, MC. I don't know the answer to that. T, do you know the answer to that? I would have to look into that.
The one on the screen right now?
Yeah. Yep.
Don't let me forget when after I answer this to come back to what I was just saying, and I want to talk about APE for a second.
Okay.
What I was just talking about, buying AMC and APE. Does no share locate requirement imply by default everyone would receive an equal number of APE, irrespective of whether or not rehypothecation was rampant? Whew. That's a lot to unpack there. Hang on one second.
Yeah, it is. No share.
Let me ask you, MC, and thank you for the super chat, by the way. Who is saying no share locate requirement?
Yeah, where is that coming from? Where are you getting that word that's in parentheses? That's not parentheses.
Would imply by default
Quotes.
everyone would receive an equal number of APE, irrespective of whether or not rehypothecation was rampant. So our understanding, just to address the second part of that, was that Adam Aron was only releasing the 516.8 million, whatever the number was. There was no, if this was not your typical stock split where everything is a mirror, right? Everything splits.
Correct.
Short split between AMC and APE. That's a obligation. That's not creating a share, right? I expected the Ortex on APE to reflect the same as AMC because those are obligations. Those are not shares. And then every legal share would split. I mean, would be covered by an APE, but then there's still 135 million that were loaned. Those are the ones that I'm really like, where are those guys getting their shares from? We got the legal float and then we have the loaned float. I don't know where those are coming from. That's probably the most bullish thing I have to say about APE is at some point, those are going to need to be called home.
Right.
Rehypothecation, you know, my expectation, as you guys know, was that they were going to clean that up before the 19th. So was that run up we saw like 14th, 15th, 16th? Was that cleaning up rehypothecation and then they finished? I really don't know because we don't have good reporting on that.
Right.
No share locate requirement.
I
think that refers to, it's coming back to me now. There was that fidelity message that was going around that was saying if you were short AMC, you'd be short AMC and APE after the split, but you wouldn't need to pay it back till, you know, you need to go locate it when you got to pay it back, but not immediately on the day of the split. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I believe that's what chat was saying. It was a screenshot that Trey had from his broke. Broke Ape says, you guys see Friday show on AVCT, the penny stock short through 10 million shares at open and didn't do diddly squat. They were forced to bring in the naked shorts for the day. It was hilarious. No, but that was interesting. I wonder who was following that. Friday show on AVCT. What's AVCT? Am I missing something? I don't even know what the hell that is.
Can you put it on the screen? I don't see that comment. Do a screen share. Phil has given us permission to play this, by the way. So.
Oh, he has. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was on my chat the other night.
All right. All right. Cool. Hey, I want to make sure that's perfect. As long as he gave you permission, I think we're good. Hang on. Screen share. Chrome tab. Meet Kevin. Okay. There we go. Should be up.
I'm thinking about doing a remix.
4 seconds in. Of this? Really? Already?
Yes.
Did he get a remix?
Yeah, I've already been planning it for a couple days.
All right, here we go. Come on, baby.
The funny thing is, I played the Phil for Real video. All right, skip to the part where he's going down the stairs in the club to the bar. Just skip forward about a minute. After I played this, then it went into all of Phil's different songs, and he's actually got some pretty good music on his YouTube channel. Yeah, right about there, and put on the audio. Put it on big screen. They don't need to see us. This is worth the 2 minutes.
Okay. All right, hang on. Maximize. Okay, here we go.
Hello, ladies. The show, the main event is here. Oh gosh, this guy. Yeah, let me get some of that whiskey stuff. Yeah. Gonna get lit around here, man. This guy stinks. My gosh. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, let me paper hand, bitch. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my song is on course. Like, you know what it is. Oh, I'm going to the dance floor. Let's go. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? Move out the way. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. I'm coming. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? Yeah. LT, great. Get into the money. Yeah. I got adjustable straps, right size, a small pocket on the inside. Yeah, I know you like that. And you come here often. You can go to a festival. Yeah. Or even vacation. Or be like me. Wow. Just keep your hands free. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. A Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. $30.99. Yeah, you can look so fine. Yeah, you can look so mean. Yeah, in your new mom jeans. Yeah, water resistant. Yeah, got top zippers. Yeah, with 2 sliders. It's customizable. Yeah, I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? Yep. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. I do. Don't you want to really have fun right now? Don't you want to sell your shares? Yep. Don't you want to subscribe? I do. Yeah. Don't you want to spin it on me right now? Super chat. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want Matt Kors fanny pack? I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? Yep. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. I do. I just want a Matt Kors fanny pack. You should like just get away or something. LT grade Kors like yeah. Know what it is. Guys, don't forget to click and subscribe. Better. This link was also this song was also sponsored by bartender. Yeah. So make sure you tip the bartender. We got something going on. I need to get money. You know what? I want a Matt Kors fanny pack. Don't you want a Matt Kors fanny pack? Yeah. Come and get the joggers. Anything you want. Hey, let me get the whiskey thing again. Yeah, man. You know, these girls, man. You know, they're just so much.
Wait till he gets the drink.
Themselves, you know want a lady over there? For you, fuck out of here. You don't. Okay, fuck it. Needle dick. All right, I'm feeling too good. I think
we lost Massalorian, you guys.
Yeah.
Don't care. Man,
hey, who you want to fight? Man, listen, man.
High internet speed. And
don't push me, brother.
I'm getting kicked off like that. There he is.
Yeah, I lost you.
You're back. You're pixelated. Oh, you're back.
Okay, there we are. That was pretty awesome.
After that, Massalorian,
good job, Phil.
You need to go watch it later. After that, he goes on a drunk driving binge.
Oh God, who is it? Oh, meet Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, you know about the whole DUI thing, right?
Yes, yeah, I've seen the video. Yeah.
We don't need to go into all that. I don't want to trash anybody's reputation, but that was the origin story of this video.
Okay. All right. So that's how we got into this. All right. I was wondering how we got to the bar in GTA.
Well, yeah, it was me, Kevin,
that, man.
Going out for drinks in his car, and then after he leaves the club, he gets in a little trouble. Let's just say.
Okay. All right. That's what we're waiting on. Gotcha. Okay.
But the problem is Phil did such a good job on that song. It's going to be stuck in your head.
Oh yeah. It's already in my head.
I bet fanny pack sales are soaring right now.
Soaring. For sure. They got to be up. That was great, says Eric Knight. It was really. It really was. Sleepy says TD is showing me 1 billion AMC shares outstanding and 10.3 million APE shares outstanding on the app.
Hey, by
They're
the
showing
way,
you a 10-to-1 ratio. Yeah.
Did you hear Meet Kevin is leaving YouTube?
No.
Yeah, he saw my response video and he said I'm out.
Get the hell out of here. Did he really? I just saw someone say that. He's leaving.
That's crazy. He is leaving, but he denied it was because of my response video.
Why is he leaving? What will be his reason for that? Just curious.
He's starting a new venture.
Ah, okay. Kind of like a new channel.
Some real estate company, right at the time when real estate's about to, take off.
Take a plunge. It's about to be raped. What is he talking about? Jeez. Anyone I've talked to has said, forget it. Phil's stuff is great, guys. Of course. Yeah, go subscribe over to Phil's channel. Absolutely 100%. Phil's been in this play with us for a long, long time. I am completely 100% behind Phil's channel. 100%, man.
Just
he is
Mike
an OG
says, where can you get
diamond hander.
Where can you get a Tony Denaro fanny pack? You cannot, but I may have some shot glass giveaways coming up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have no interest in selling merchandise, but I may give away some shot glasses so y'all can drink with me on those fun green days.
Yep. And we got them coming. I got stuff coming too. Not for sale.
Who likes free? Give me a thumbs up if you like free.
Yes.
Fuck,
yeah, we're definitely going to be doing
merchandise.
that. I couldn't imagine going to buy someone's merchandise, honestly. It blows my mind that anyone would do that. Some dumb, stupid shirt to make up. Now, if I'm giving it away for free, you take what you can get, right? But if we're throwing away swag, not a big deal. But to go out and actually purchase someone's merch, man, it's got to be one hell of a design. One hell of a design. Just like his crypto adventure, says Michael Glenn. That's right. That's right. Just like his crypto adventure. Meat Kevin is taking his fraud outside of YouTube's eyes, says your neighbor's dog. Okay, P. He's going to bed. D, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Meat Kevin is a clown, says David Morgan.
You look like the Predator right now.
Oh man, I can't believe we're spending twice as much on internet.
Hey, Massalorian, real quick, can you run a speed test on your computer and see if you have see what your upload statistics are?
I'll tell you right now. If I can get on the website to do a speed test.
Guys,
here we go.
You want to hear the funniest little girl joke of the week while we're checking internet stuff? one of these dudes on YouTube that puts his panties on one leg at a time said that my internet going out was not correct. I didn't really lose internet. I just didn't want to answer the T+90 question. Despite the fact that all of you guys were live here watching my internet go out 4 times in the morning, I was making it up because I didn't want to answer the T+90 question.
Hell of a reason.
What I was having, Massalorian, was a upload latency issue. So I'm curious on not what your upload speed is, but what your upload latency is if you're running speedtest.net.
Can you see my screen right now or no? It's not being shared.
You're good right now, but you're still good.
All right, hang on. Try and get this on for you guys so you can see what my screen says. Speed test. So my download speed says is 46 and upload is 4.89 right now. You're saying latency?
Yeah, if you're running speed test, it would be the purple arrow on the far right.
Okay, purple arrow on the far right. Okay, 67.
Well, that's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're getting, anything under 100. Yeah. I mean, 50 to 60 is decent. I don't know why you're getting
that looks like that these. Okay. Interesting. Well, that's not good.
But you should have a faster upload than 4 if you have coax.
Yeah. I'm running Ethernet right now, right?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're running
Yeah.
Ethernet. It matters what's the pipe coming into your property.
Right. Good point. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, I don't think I should open anything else. Probably get me in trouble. Probably get me in trouble.
Can we get a moment of applause for
Cancel.
Javi? I just read his comment. His oncologist said he is cancer-free.
Get out. That's amazing.
That is literally the
That
best
is
news
amazing.
I've heard all month. Congratulations.
Seriously, if that's really true, where is that? I gotta put that
it's up in the chat. 2 Javi chats up.
Okay, hang on. I gotta put that up. Javi, that's amazing news, man.
You definitely
Congratulations. That's amazing.
You've had tens of thousands of people pulling for you, and I hope that made a difference. But at the end of the day, you know, your fight is what made that happen.
Yeah, man, that's all you. Here it is. I'm putting it up right now, and then I'm gonna fix my camera. I know I'm falling off the screen. Hang on. Wow, what great news though for Javi, man. That is fantastic. Come on, stupid computer. The one message I really want to put up there. All right, let me get this straightened out here. The camera.
Someone said play a video and run the upload test at the same time. I got so many helpful comments, and I want to thank you guys too for all the helpful comments you gave me, the text suggestions for troubleshooting my internet. But at the end of the day, the AT&T guy that was out here spilled the beans. He's like, you know, you got double bonded pair copper wire, and we're going to support it as long as we can, but it's going to all go bad. We're going to keep it going as long as we can and hope that fiber gets to your neighborhood before then. You might want to look at Spectrum as a backup. And when I looked at Spectrum on Friday, it was like 10 times better. I was like, you know what? AT&T is going to become my backup. Spectrum is going to be the new main thing starting on Wednesday. Can't hear you, Massalorian.
There it is. Got it. Now you see it up on the screen? Yes, Javi. Beautiful. We're going to fix my camera.
All right. Let me entertain the audience while he figures this shit out. When do you gentlemen think that the CBDCs will be ready to roll? Herman, that is a good question. I've seen some people commenting about that. I know what you're referencing. I'm just going to say my opinion differs than some of our friends. Go watch my videos on CBDC that are in my crypto playlist. I think, based on congressional testimony, that it is several years away. Now, could they be lying? Could I be wrong? Yeah, we'll see. But there are going to be a lot of pissed off people in Congress if CBDC drops in September or October. I do not think that is going to happen. The implications to our banking system are vast and deep. And, you know, I did a bit of studies back in college in how our banking system works. And I understand exactly why and what their concerns are, the congressmen that are worried about the banking system. I do not think that a CBDC is going to drop this year or anytime soon. But it's definitely something we need to keep an eye on, and we need to worry about them having that kind of control over us. And they are also aware of our concerns, allegedly. So they're proposing some limits on how much CBDC any one citizen could own. It's not going to be a federal bank controlled account. Just go watch my video. It might make you feel a little better. And we'll see who's right. I mean, I'm wrong most of the time. Insert laugh track. But, you know, who knows? Who knows with the federal government? Johnny Walker Black, Captain Billy, I love it. I love it. That is one of my favorite sipping drinks. And I'm out at the moment. I got a little bit of bourbon. Sorry, I've got a little bit of Bullet Rye left, but out of Johnny Walker Black.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What I do find fascinating is what's going on with. This is only slightly related to CBDC. But Massalorian, I'm sure you've seen these headlines. I can't remember if you and I talked about it. Australian banks are saying they're not going to give loans on gasoline vehicles, at least one. And now California is tightening up the laws, saying, you know, no gasoline vehicles will be allowed to be sold by dealerships in the next couple of years.
It's California.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
And I think you're going to see some California banks and folks ratcheting up that narrative, like, we're going to force you to go green. Never mind that the electrical grid is not ready. Never mind that the cars cost $80,000 each. Oh, and taxpayers, you're going to have to, you know, we're going to need a $60,000 tax credit for the poor, and y'all can pick that up. Because they can't buy, you know, they can't buy a gas car. Taxpayers.
They're going to give you, yeah. What they say, they're going to give you $7,000 for a tax write-off, but then all of the auto companies increased the sticker price on the vehicles by $7,000 right after they passed it in the bill.
Can you imagine living in a state where 5 years from now you're not allowed to buy a gasoline car?
No.
How punitive that is to the poor and the middle class?
No.
I retweeted a repair bill that someone got on their Chevy Volt for replacing the battery. It was $26,000 plus a $1.50 battery fee.
To get rid of the battery?
A $1.50 state battery fee, which was the most humorous thing. But $26,000 to replace a fucking battery at the dealer. Go check my Twitter. I retweeted it yesterday. Welcome. Hey, all poors. This is your future. We better hurry up and get rich real quick, right?
Mega says, ask them, am I on a dedicated line or shared? How far am I from a junction box? That's probably the real New Mega. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, they're gonna be here on Monday, so I will find out exactly what's going on.
That is something to ask him. Like the AT&T guy told me, I'm a long way from the neighborhood junction box. He said, you're about as far away as you can get.
Okay.
I said, is there anything you can do to improve my speed? He's like, nope, you're too far away from the junction box.
Good to know.
From the router, he said, whatever their consolidating router is.
All right. I'm going to look into that. Thank you very much, New Mega. Let's see. Yeah, and Javi, man, that's just great news. Sorry I had to break away because of the audio and stuff, but man, I'm really happy for you, and I hope everyone pulling for you really was a help. So I'm really glad. That's just fantastic news. If ever do
Grandpa
need some
Barney,
good news, says it.
Grandpa Barney says the power companies are not ready. I know, Grandpa. I've seen the testimony from like electrical like symposiums, what people in the industry, and they're putting out the warnings like we're not fucking ready. There's no way we're gonna be ready. And this really
No.
scares me, and people are not woke up to this yet. The politicians are writing checks that their states are not prepared to cash.
And Grandpa
this-
Barney knows. Grandpa
Yes,
knows.
he's a
He's a
lineman.
linesman. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're in
He
a
knows.
state that is mandating, all electric vehicles, you are going to be in a world of shit in a couple years.
Yep. Yep.
You're going to see your
Thank you,
electrical
Grandpa.
rates go through the roof.
I just saw a report that the highest number of people right now in the history of energy bills are behind. More than 20% are behind on their energy bills. Yep. Yep.
Wasn't it like trillions of dollars, or was it billions?
Yes. It was billions. It was billions. They said 5.4 billion, they think, was the number. How far behind people are on energy bills.
I don't know. I don't know if you were on, if I said this on the live the other day, but I got my electrical bill for July.
Yeah.
$700.
What? Oh my God. From streaming and everything? Just the lights, everything, right? Yeah.
Running the AC for all the
this one.
supercomputers and the crystal ball.
The Palantir. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
But
I was writing mine.
But it's not just that I run a lot of electricity. I've been in this place for 7 years. It's the electrical rates going up.
Yeah.
700.
Yeah.
That's some people's rent.
Yeah. I know.
But yes,
You wouldn't
the computers and the lights and the camera and all that adds up. But that is not the problem.
No, it's the rates going up. It's the increase.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning, kids.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yep. For sure. For sure. I know we've gone through this whole house to change out every sconce. Anything that was, a vampire for electricity, we pulled. Everything now is LED. We didn't leave anything in here that can possibly be a vampire for electrical. Changed it all out.
I am fanatic about that, right? I do all the stupid shit like turn lights off, turn everything off that we're not using. Still,
me too.
700.
I know.
Bucks. It was
I know.
It was the high electric rates, and we had like 107 degrees every day in July, and your AC is literally running 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah. He's funny. He's like, man, I feel like I'm living in a dungeon with you. You always got all the lights off. And I'm like, listen, man, with the times that I have lights on, it's going to cost. So don't take for granted that I'm turning all the other lights off in the house constantly and that we're in the dark the rest of the time, because I'll more than make up for it with the lights that I do have to have on. Grandpa Barney, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
I'm about
Grandpa.
to the point where I'm going to run an extension cord to the neighbor's house.
Absolutely.
Like sneak it through the trees, when he's sleeping.
It's about that time, right?
Grandpa Barney,
Eric,
I hope you're around in a couple of years still on this channel, Grandpa Barney, because we're going to screenshot this shit and you are going to be right and I'm going to be right. There are going to be people up in arms over the electricity prices. And the fact that they have nowhere to charge their car on top of it. Like I just got stranded on the highway because there's no place to charge my car.
Yeah, we don't have the infrastructure. Yep. But
by the way, Grandpa, check out ChargePoint and Plug in Power. EV Go.
Own both.
Check out these charging station companies. I would be buying those all day long over EV companies. You're asking me about Mullen, Polestar, Tesla. Buy the fucking charging station companies.
Charging companies. That is revenue in perpetuity. Yep.
People want tips from Tony Denaro. I talk about it all the time. ChargePoint. one that I am buying on the dips. 5-year play.
Me too. Me too. It's one of my biggest positions besides AMC or GME. ChargePoint. Eric said, do we think that the Great Reset fits in with any of this? Somewhere, Eric. I don't think they're a direct correlation. I think the Great Reset is coming, though. I believe it's real. That's all. But we got to move on because they'll monetize me. Grandpa Barney, are you PG&E? Angelina's asking, are you PG&E out there in California? Which is Pacific Gas and Electric, I believe. We will have brownouts this area at this time of day, and the other side for the second half. I mark my words. Yeah, I mean, Tony, you've already seen the direct effect of this with the. You've actually seen this happen down in Texas with the freezing up of the windmills, right? You guys had a serious issue, right? Just last year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, CHPT is ChargePoint. Yes, not Chipotle. Chipotle, I forget what the ticker is for Chipotle. Oh, maybe it is. You could be right. CHPT might be.
All right, I'm going to take a 2-minute break because we got a lightning storm coming through. The cats came inside. First of all, they said AMC to the moon. I want you to know that. They said they're not worried about the shorts, but they also said they're hungry. So I'm gonna refill my brew, pop a new one, and I'm gonna give them some food real quick. So I'll be right back.
Go for it. Go for it. Opinionated Asshole says, fun fact, ancient civilizations survived just fine without lights, etc. Well, rats. Great point, Opinionated Assholes. Great point. They got a lot farther than we did with nothing. DC says solar panels will hunt. CSI, how you doing tonight? Common sense is in the house. Joe R says California's power grid can't charge cars and run air conditioners. No way, Joe. Especially if you guys are about to lose. If you guys are about to lose the Hoover Dam for electrical power. Jeez. Aren't you guys almost at the line now for like below where you can actually generate electricity? That's going to be a major issue if that happens. Brett, do I day trade? So Brett, I did up until the end of the spring. I took a break this summer after really crap. I took a break from day trading. I'm going to get back into it the next few weeks as I get settled into my new place. I'm going to be back doing some trades during the day, looking into companies, doing research, looking at patents that getting passed, all kinds of stuff. Mud Puddle says, hi, I'm in the house too, and y'all keep ignoring me. Mud Puddle, how you doing tonight? Jays22B says, hey, bros from Australia. How you doing, Jays22? Work in the most electrical demanding company. We chew the most power in Victoria. We chew the grid, get told to turn off and get paid 300%, please, for holding. Yeah, what is going on in Australia right now? You guys are really cutting back on ICE engines and all kinds of stuff. Shutting down coal plants and all kinds of stuff. QQWW says, yo, Mass, is the AMC squeeze plays dead or what? What's your opinion, bro? QQW, I'm just hanging on to my shares. I don't think anything's dead. We haven't really even seen anything take off yet with it. How could it be dead? I'm just hanging on to my shares. They're getting parked. I'm not touching. I'm not selling any of them. I haven't sold any yet. I wanted to see how this week played out. It's played out how it has. Nothing else has changed about the company for me, except Adam Aaron, I think, made it a little bit stronger as far as breaking down the short thesis for these guys. I don't think they have an argument anymore. Why are all the comments on Tony's channel ignored? Why do you say that, Mud Puddle? You're on my channel right now. Grandpa says, Peter Anderson says that feel for real video is hysterical. Grandpa Barney says, Captain, you are right. Nuke is the way. Absolutely. I'm all about nuke. I don't know about you, Tony. How do you feel about nuclear energy?
I'm all for nuke. Yeah.
Me too.
And by the way, this is not a live stream where we're trying to read every single comment. That would be impossible. We're trying to read questions that add to the conversation. There's a lot of people talking amongst themselves. I'm reading every comment, but we're not putting every single one up on the screen. So if you got,
there's a lot of comments, guys.
If you have a pressing question and we miss it, you're welcome to repeat it after a reasonable wait. But no one's being ignored. And I know Massalorian's reading them, and I'm reading the ones on my channel.
Mud Pedal says, I was on Tony's channel and my comments were grayed out. No, it just depends. If you see your color like that, Mud Pedal, it's just showing you what channel you're on. So purple or gray depends on whose station you're on. Liz Clayman said Bitcoin just fell below 20K and dropping. That's interesting, is it? Bitcoin?
It was going down. I haven't looked at it since Friday morning.
This thing is slow. Even my stream deck, just pressing the Bitcoin button won't even pull it right up. What a piece of crap.
I was talking to my crypto guru the other day, and I think I think I'm going to start covering some crypto swing trading, at least on a once a week video. In the meantime, while we're waiting for the next uptrend, whether that's 3 months or 3 years, we can't just let our crypto money be parked, right? I got 20% of my portfolio in crypto doing jack shit. So I'm gonna allocate some of that for swing trading and start talking about that. For any of y'all that are interested, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about that some more. But he was basically saying there's, in his circles, what he's hearing is that one more major crypto dip is coming before the election. And then the thought is after the election, much like the stock market, crypto might have a chance to run. So
okay,
I'm not doing anything. I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling anything, but I might allocate a new portion of my portfolio to a swing trade. Okay. And which one? Don't ask me. Don't ask me today. I'll let you know one day next week. We're gonna pick one.
Absolutely.
You can throw in your favorite for volatility. That's what we're going to be looking for. Reputation and volatility.
Baldy365 says, if you comment too much, that's not true. You do not get grayed out for commenting too much. Danny Young, how you doing tonight? I see Danny Young in the chat. What's going on, girl? Tony, someone said, Tony, that you looked like you belonged on Dallas. Is that what someone said?
Where was the Dallas reboot was filmed near our airport in a location not too far from me.
Oh, was it? Okay, I didn't know that. Really?
I didn't.
Was that show set in Austin?
I didn't get in on that one, but I got casting called for it. They were looking for dancers, country western dancers. Some of my friends are in that series.
And you didn't go?
I didn't go. No, they don't pay shit. They don't pay shit. It's like $8 an hour, and you're wasting your whole day.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, if you're not SAG, they're not going to pay you, right?
I've been on TV shows. Yeah. I've been on TV shows and movies in the background, but and some as the main actor, but just it's not a good use of my time. I'm not good looking or eloquent enough.
Right. Somebody said J.R. Ewing. That's what was the comment. Thank you, Jennifer.
I find it immensely enjoyable to be around TV and film. But I gotta at the end of the day weigh out the payment I'm getting per hour for my time. Not trying to do shit for free. There's so many people willing to go be extras or small parts for free. Nah.
Yep.
I ain't having that.
Why pay you? Yep. Winnie, thank you very much, Winnie. Winnie says Mara would look enticing if that happens to be crypto dip. Absolutely, Winnie. Mara and what's the other one? What's the other big one? Chad, help me out. Mara and shoot, the other big oh man, I know as soon as I see it, I get lambasted here. Then I don't remember what it is. Craft services makes it worth it, says Dana. It depends on what set you're on, Dana, right? I've been at some nice craft service tables. I've been at some pretty bad ones. Just depends. Mara and Riot. Riot. Thank you, our Badgio. Right. That is it. Thank you. Yeah. If we're gonna see another dip, look,
Jason
you can
says,
ride
are
those
you
two
guys bullish
stocks
or
like
bearish
they
on
like it's going
AMC
on
this week?
style.
Jason wants to know if we're bullish or bearish on AMC. I think
The
it
week coming
depends
up.
on the market, really, not AMC or APE.
How is the market going to react to JPOs the next week? What do you think? That will tell you everything you need to know about what we're going to see in price action, I think. Simple. T, I need 2 minutes.
My only thoughts about Mara and Riot is, I'd rather just buy a straight crypto than a company that has assets and employees dependent on crypto. So I haven't been buying them, but if you follow them and you know the cycles of Riot and Mara, you can do okay. I don't like the extra risk of dealing with those companies. I'd rather just buy the coin itself. Coinbase or Public for crypto trading. Oh man, I haven't used Public, so I don't know. And I pulled all my money out of Coinbase. Not sure they are going to make the next downfall in crypto. Oh, Matt said he needs 2 minutes. Okay. Grandpa Barney, where are you at that there's aircraft carriers? Are you in San Diego? Justin says I should have day traded AMC this whole time. Justin, if my crystal ball would have been working, I probably would have done the same thing. Any crypto you buy, make sure to store it on a cold wallet. Yes, I do have one video out on cold wallet. I owe you guys the final one. It's like 90% filmed. Not your key, not your crypto. Remember that. Do not fucking keep your crypto on an exchange. Get a cold storage wallet. Somewhere, I think I have mine. Not that. Anyways, get yourself a Ledger Nano S Plus or something comparable, and keep your crypto off the exchanges, because if the next one goes bankrupt, you don't want to have your crypto stored on it.
And who knows who that will be? Could be any one of these guys.
I don't trust any of them below 15,000 on Bitcoin.
Like,
if Bitcoin drops below 15K, I don't trust any of them.
Jesus United Church says, are you guys still holding strong? Yes, sir. I know me and Tony are. I can't speak for anyone else. But me and Tony is still holding. We haven't sold one share of anything. These aren't my prices I was looking at you guys, but I'm holding out for something better. Fulana says, Tony, can you recommend a way to buy and store crypto? That way he just said, Fulana, is he doesn't have the actual thing, right? But what was it called, Tony? The name of the device?
Ledger Nano S
that you were rocking
Plus.
the other day? Yeah, Nano, that's it. Minute. That'll be a short one. You guys are funny. Can you put crypto on a flash drive? No, I don't believe so. we will have our day. Sir Hoddle Hollington says, Christian Princess Diamond Hands. No one on this site is walking on AMC right now. I think everyone here is going to continue to support it, continue to support the company and the CEO and HODL shares. A lot of things change going forward, but a lot of things aren't. Someone said Tony looks like a 1970s porn actor.
Ryan says T90.
What are the cats telling Gorilla Gardner wants to know?
Huh?
Who debunked it? Who debunked T90?
No, Ryan is saying if T90 is debunked, why did Tesla and Overstock rise in price at the 90-ish day mark? I mean, Ryan, I bet you $1,000 right now I could find you a couple of other stocks that went up after 90 days. Right? There are patterns that people remember. Crypto went down right before AMC and GameStop went up too. And executive orders went in place right before AMC and GameStop went up. There's all sorts of patterns that we want to see in life that are meaningless. The regulation they are using to be the backbone of T+90 is not applicable. And anyone that believes in T+90, if you got a different regulation that you want me to look at, send it over. I will tear that shit up in 2 seconds if you send me the FINRA 11880. It is not applicable. But if you got something else that I missed, send it over, please. I'm always happy to be wrong and always happy to look into other stuff.
Greg says you look like Girth, Brooke.
That's my OnlyFans name.
Yeah, if you're looking for T on OnlyFans, that's what will be under. Brett says, I'm holding both AMC and APE, not either. It rained the night before AMC ran up last time, says Hulk Hogan. And Williams, hi tonight, Ryan. Ryan says, thank you for the explanation. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Glad you're still rocking with us, Ryan. Angel in Chicago says, Tony Matt. I don't know. Not at these prices. And Massalorian and I just be apes together, Jennifer says. I gotta fix my I really gotta fix my camera. I don't realize how ridiculous we look right now. I look like I'm 4'1" and you look huge with your 10-gallon hat.
It's just a 10-gallon hat.
Grandpa Barney. I'm gonna try to fix the camera. Hang on. You see Grandpa's comment?
Bremerton, Washington. All right. I have not been up in that area. Bangor Sub Base and Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. I need to get up that way, Grandpa Barney. I see a couple of y'all talking about IPOs. Should we have a moment of IPO talk? Anybody want to talk about IPOs? Steven says, just here's my advice on T90, nothing burger. Everyone that I respect that I've talked to in this community about T90, Steven agrees with you and me. Nothing burger. Who's talking about it that we don't respect? I don't know. I've only heard one person talk about it, and I don't know much about him. I really, how is this thing catching such wildfire? T90. How, where are y'all hearing this? Everyone I've talked to about it says it's a nothing burger. But I only talk to people that like do real due diligence. So you guys got to tell me, where are you hearing this shit?
Did you hear that sinister laugh?
I heard you laughing, but I didn't know why.
Because you said, where is this ridiculous coming from? How does it catch wildfire? All it takes is one person to set the light the match, right? Running. Aglio says IPOs get in, get out, only pre-order. Yeah, what did you see? You saw something earlier today, right, Tony? You saw there were some live streams and people were not talking about not getting out fast and not using pre-orders in
on the IPOs. Yeah, I mean, look, I talk about all of the IPOs in my Discord, and there was a reason I wasn't live streaming them on Friday, and there's a reason why all the ones I've live streamed have done excellent. I mean, maybe that reason's just luck.
Right.
But I mean, you can ask anybody with the badge next to their name. They will tell you, the ones with the green chap next to their name, I told them I was not buying into these IPOs. And I told them which ones I was buying into. And maybe it's luck. Maybe it's just experience, that fucking 4-letter word the little girls hate on Twitter. But the ones that we pre-bought, the selected ones, have done quite well. But we got in and we got out. And that's, if you've watched my IPO videos, that is how I want you guys to think about it. Do not fucking buy these things if you weren't in pre-IPO. And the ones that I'm not going pre-IPO, what I tell them in the Discord is I'm not getting into them until I see the momentum for 10 or 15 minutes minimum, because most of the ones shoot up and then crater. So if you're listening to someone that's telling you to buy them as soon as it opens, you are going to lose your ass. That's how I view it.
Unfortunately.
I do not get in every one. Now, I will tell you a little secret, just for fun. The Discord VIP people, damn it, it's 2 P's together.
Discord.
The Discord VIP people already know this. At the end of the day on Friday, I did buy Jay-Z.
You did.
It had gone up to what did it go to, guys? 140, something like that. And it dropped down to 15, 17, 19 bucks at the end of the day. Just for fun at the end of the day on Friday, just in case there's a little bit of Monday pump in pre-market, which is going to require me to get up at 3 a.m. on Monday. I bought a little bit, but I waited the entire day watching that nonsense with Jay-Z. And at 3:58 p.m., I bought some. That's still a gamble for me. Still a fucking gamble, because it could open at $10 on Monday. But I only put in it what I'm willing to lose. If I wake up tomorrow and hate my, Tuesday morning and hate myself because I spent $10,000 on it on Friday afternoon, well, then I spent too much. I spent what I'm willing to lose on Friday afternoon at what I thought would be close to the minimum price, and a decent chance maybe of an upside surprise on Monday morning in pre-market, really, really early, 3, 4, 5 a.m. Central. So I'm going to be up watching it. And if it dumps on Monday, I'm out. Even if I take a loss, I'm out. Done.
Yep.
Jennifer. I ain't hanging around to bag hold that shit for a week.
Hell no. Not with those kind of financials. Let's see. Dan says, nice. I stuck $200 in Jay-Z around 17. Just be up early, right? Just Another Rape says, good man. Tony and Mask coming with the facts tonight. God, love it. But we love you guys too. Love you guys too. Inet 15 says Turtle Creek slots. Yeah, I held 2, says Basleo. They weren't filling too many pre-orders on Jay-Z. They returned my deposit on it. Al Capone. Yeah, sometimes that happens, right? I know, Tony, you were trying to get that happened with you with Mego, right? Or one of those.
Mego I killed it on, and Starbucks.
Which?
Mob. I made 60%. So someone said Mob.
That's right.
Didn't do excellent. I mean, guys, I made 60% in 1 hour. How is that not excellent? What the what world do you live in? Do you make 60% on your money every hour? You had to be in pre-IPO and sell close to the top. And no, I did not hit the top. I waited for it to peak, and then I watched it turn down, and then I sold.
And then you get out.
Who would complain about 60%? Come on, man. What world are you living in? Don't buy it. If you're not pre-IPO, do not buy these things. If you don't know what you're doing, do not buy these things. I don't care who you're listening to.
David D. Great says didn't buy any Jay-Z because he's a member of the Illuminati. Understood, David D. Great.
Yeah, Brian says he made 100% on Mob. I was greedy, right? It was free money. I was like, if it goes to 100 or 200, great. But I already knew I was up at $6.50, and I had free warrants that came as a bonus when I bought the stock. I sold at 40%, and I got an extra 20% from the warrants. Who wouldn't love to do that every hour of every day? Come on, man.
If only. If only. 24 The Money says, what do we think about the resurrection of Moviepass and its effect on, I'm going to assume you're going to say AMC. 24 The Money, was that just an announcement that was made? I didn't hear anything about Moviepass. I will have to look into that. Have you heard anything about that, Tony?
Someone asked about that the other day. Steven, are you still around? Do you want to talk about Moviepass? I'll put you on Discord. I don't know if we can hear Steven. Anyway, Steven, type us a comment about Moviepass. It's some graveyard stock is what he told me. I don't follow that shit. Steven, give us a comment.
Vin Cool says, I don't complain about 60%, but when I do, it's because I'm down 20%.
What did he say?
He said, I don't complain about 60%, but when I do, it's because I'm down 20%. Oh, boy. Good one, buddy. Hosmer says, Webull let you buy pre-IPO. Someone asking about who you can do pre-marketed and get him on the IPOs. Webull is one.
Yeah, the pre-IPOs that I have been buying have all unfortunately been on Webull. Like I don't use Webull for trading my regular stocks, but they do have these small float IPOs. So if that's something you're interested in, you can put some money in Webull. But you got to be careful about which ones you're getting in. We got a cat walking through the camera here.
Oh,
don't get offended, Massalorian.
No, I won't. As long as he doesn't step on anything.
It's pretty easy. I've been able to get allocation on every one that I've put money into. You got to put at least $100. You can put as much as you want. They don't guarantee your allocation.
You're going to give anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've put in 100 to 500, and sometimes they give me the full allocation. Sometimes they give me a partial allocation, and it depends on how in demand it is, right? I heard that Jay-Z, I did not pre-buy Jay-Z. I heard that a lot of people did not get pre-IPO. So I think that a mistake that a lot of people made was they were buying it at market open because they did not get a pre-IPO allocation. And that's where they went wrong, buying in the first minute. You've made that mistake on IPOs before, right?
Yes, I have. I don't want to talk about it.
I learned the hard way. Do not buy IPOs in the first minute or the first 5 or the first 10 or the first 15. I do not do that. And if I miss it, oh well. There'll be another one the next day. The chances of a downside.
Someone was asking you about END. I think. Yeah.
I don't like the chances of a downside. I'm not buying it in the first 5 minutes of trading. No. I gotta see sustained momentum throughout the morning.
Someone, Liz Clayman was asking about ENDPQ. I think
Oh
farm
man,
company.
she's just going for the hot button.
She is.
I've made some. Some people are not happy with me about ENDP. Some YouTubers. And there's a bunch of them that have been pumping ENDP. I mean, it was a great company years ago, and they have been victims of lawsuits, and they've been punished all the way down to 30 cents. And they got a delisting notice from the NASDAQ for being under $1. And then they filed Chapter 11, and they got another delisting notice for filing Chapter 11. And on August 25th, if you check my Twitter or my YouTube community tab, trying to be as respectful as I can of my fellow YouTubers, I just put out a caution to anyone who's subscribed to my Twitter or YouTube that said, hey guys, I know these kids are telling you, don't worry about the Chapter 11 delisting. It's nothing. Come on, guys. Are you listening to a bankruptcy lawyer? Are you listening to someone with 30 years of, I'm going to use the 4-letter word, experience? Or are you listening to a kid who just started trading? It was inevitable that it was going to be delisted, and it happened 3 days later. And I put out the polite notice on the 25th, and then it happened on the 28th. And now everybody wants to call me the bad guy. Tony Denaro is always trying to be right. No, I'm fucking trying to save you money from listening to kids who are over optimistic and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yep.
If that makes me the bad guy, if they can hate me all they want, I only care about you. I don't care about other little girl YouTubers who get their feelings hurt because I don't back up their plays. Why don't they, I'm happy to talk with them, but they want to talk smack about me every day and call me names on their live streams. And don't think that that doesn't get back to me from my viewers. I don't listen to them, but people tell me. I don't give a shit about their opinions. I'm here for you guys. And I don't want to see you lose money. That's all. ENDPQ, I would not touch it. Does it have a chance of coming back? Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you've been paying attention to the market, guys, look what's been happening. Everyone's FOMOing into these Chapter 11 delisting stocks, and they're crushing retail. All right, a lot of people are back holding. If you're making money, great. But if you're not experienced in the market, don't mess around with these things.
Of course,
get in trouble.
Of course, ENDPQ has a chance of coming back. Like, nothing is outside the realm of possibility. Hertz came back. I held HTZZ or whatever the fuck it was called when it was going through bankruptcy. I'm always willing to look at a play at a certain point. But what I wanted you guys to know is that this thing was going to be delisted and drop like a rock. And then you go in and buy it. If you love it, don't listen to these idiots. Sorry, that's not the right. Don't listen to these inexperienced people that are telling you to ignore stuff like that. If you love it, go in and buy it after it gets delisted. Get it for half off.
Yep.
But I ain't touching it. You know, there's so many better places to put your money. I don't need to be buying companies that are in bankruptcy.
Yeah, pretty bad. I'm just looking over some of the stuff here. People are saying on stock twits.
All right. Rant over. Moving on. I was hoping that would not come up tonight, but
Justin says, I take no advice from anyone who hasn't been through at least 2 trading recessions. Right on, man. That's a good place to start. It's a good place to start. At least they felt pain. At least they felt pain before.
Yeah. I've been through the .com bust and the 2008 recession. So You want to talk about punishment and making all the mistakes? I've fucking made them all. I'm not just talking to you guys because I'm overly cautious. I've lost a lot of money many times, and I don't want to see you guys do that listening to people who've never lived through it. That's it. I'm not trying to be a
I'm
dick.
losing money on stocks right now.
Huh?
I'm losing money right now. I said I'm losing money on stocks right now.
Yeah, but this
Friday I
is
lost
not
money.
going to be. This is not going to be bad like the bad ones we went through.
No.
No.
True. It's true. True. CSI said, I thought we were going to talk about IPOs. Did you say we were going to talk about IPOs? I think CSI meant going forward when we talk about IPOs. There's IPOs we're looking at right now, right, Tony?
I have
anything
not looked
specific?
into the ones for next week. I'll do that tomorrow.
Were you an Enron, Tony? LOL, says Herman B. Thinks.
What'd he say?
You weren't an NU. He said, were you an Enron, Tony?
I did not own Enron, but I remember Enron.
Yeah,
Someone
me too.
someone was telling me a story about their financial advisor pushing Enron on them. I think it was one of my VIP members. He was like, I had a financial advisor and they kept on telling me to buy Enron. You know, it's a great company and blah, blah, blah. And then it started failing. And I was like telling them, take my money out of Enron. And they're like, no, it's a great company. Take my fucking money out of Enron.
Can you imagine?
He finally talked him into taking his money out. But can you imagine being held hostage by a broker, a financial analyst, a financial planner who doesn't listen to your orders, to your instructions, who's fighting you?
That's why, yeah.
Financial planners, most of them are useless because they get very basic training. They haven't lived through the trenches like we have. I don't mean that to denigrate them. I know all the qualifications to get a CFP or a CFA. I've thought about doing it. I like helping people. And then I realized I'd be wasting a couple years of my life putting in all the hours to get the certification to make what, $20,000 or $30,000? Fuck that.
Peanuts.
I can help people. I can help people with generic advice on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm wasting, just like I'm not going to get an MBA. Why would I waste $100,000 on an MBA? I'm not working at a corporation. I'm not trying to impress anyone. Why do I need to get a CFA or CFP?
Yeah.
I could run circles around those people. But they make you put in all these hours working for a company to get it. And that's just not worth it to me.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't know. What time are you planning on going till, Tony?
I'm here to, Scarlett gets off work at 5 a.m. So as long as y'all need me.
Okay.
Let's start rapping. Let's play some music and start freestyling.
Can we get back on Phil's channel? Is there any more videos?
He's got another video on Trey.
Does he? Hang on. Hopefully I can do this and not lose everyone.
Although I feel for real, if you're watching this or watching it on replay, I can't believe he didn't put, oh, there's a George W. Why was it George W. not in the mix, Phil?
That's not like him. Let me see.
Corbin asking about a forecast for the economy for 2022 tomorrow. Corbin, I was hoping to get that video out today. I'm no expert, but I do have a degree in economics, so I'm going to share some thoughts with you tomorrow. I did not work as an economist, but I was trained as one. So I'll share my fledgling thoughts with you mañana.
Is it Trey's theme, Light Taps, official audio?
Yeah.
Phil for real parody?
Yep.
Okay, hang on.
All right.
Just another 8.
Just another 8. Before you play that, he's got a answer on Moviepass. He says 2018, a class action lawsuit filed against Moviepass announced closure September 14th. CEO resigned. November 2021, bankruptcy. Judge allowed resurrection from the dead and relaunch similar to Reebok's. Redbox. All right. I will look into Moviepass tomorrow. This is several days now that people have asked me about it. And I don't tend to look into things unless I'm getting a lot of questions. So I'll look into Moviepass tomorrow. Thank you,
Is
Steven.
that possibly a zombie stock?
Well, that's what Steven said the other day. He's more plugged in with the movie industry than me.
Okay.
He's got some closer connections, and we all have our things that we look into, and that's the beauty of our Discord is we have people that, and this community as a whole, really, we all have our things that we love to look into. So I knew Steven would already know that, and I kind of leveraged it off of him, but I will look into it tomorrow. It's not something I have looked into at all.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But now that I'm aware of it, I will be for sure. For sure. Ziggy Deisman says, Mass, I hear one lady lost tons of money from one of the popular YouTube channels with IPOs, and they just started a GoFundMe for her. Who the hell is that? I didn't hear that. But geez. If they're starting GoFundMe for people, I don't think he's talking about the options guy from last year, is he? No, that can't be it.
No, I mean there is another channel. You know who he is, who's been pushing IPOs.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, he overhypes them, in my opinion. And people jump in right when the thing launches, and then when it tanks, if you launched in with a big position, like the last IPO I covered, I tried to put about 1 million warnings in it. Don't put in more money than you're willing to lose. Don't do this if you're not familiar with day trading. Don't do this if you haven't bought IPOs before. This is not for new investors. Do not fucking play IPOs if you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't put more than $100 into it. Get some experience. People think they always going to get rich on the next shiny object. You are going to lose your ass if you don't know what you're doing.
You use that paper trader. Webull. Use it. Put it in. They put it on there so you can use it to play around with to get out to do things like that.
There are low float IPOs every week. Why would you jump in one because some guy hyped you up on YouTube and put $10,000 into it? That is just ridiculous. You might get lucky one time, or you might lose $10,000.
Yeah. Yep.
Do not put all your money in play ever, 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 ever.
Effect warrants
even if I was
IPO.
if I had known about HKD in advance, I still would not have put my whole account in it.
Dumbest video next to Rico and Napoleon Dynamite. Jay's 22 as the play is the play. They're just finished. Just held to the. Okay. Angelina says, I haven't seen Rico videos. I haven't watched any Rico videos in a while. I know he's just a TA guy.
I'm going to briefly answer the question on warrants.
Okay.
It does not matter if you're in and out in 30 minutes on an IPO, right? A warrant is just a long-term call option, typically 5 years with a strike price. You need to go look at the prospectus and know what the strike price is on the warrant, but warrants are potential dilution, right? It's something that can be converted at a certain strike price into common stock. But if you're just playing the thing for a run up and you're going to be out in an hour, who the fuck cares? But a lot of these other plays, these other plays that people were playing the last few weeks or month, like Redbox and Tough Built and some of these other ones had warrants. And I was putting out warnings on Twitter saying, hey guys, if you're holding Redbox and Tough Built and some of these short squeeze plays for a week or 2 or 3 weeks, you need to know about these warrants, because as you're running the price up, there is about to be a massive dilution drop on you from warrants coming in the money. When you run a stock up from $2 to $18 and the warrants come in the money at $4, just as an example, they're going to flood you with dilution. You played into their hand. You got all these big institutions holding millions of warrants, waiting for retail to be the suckers and run the stock price up so they can sell off on your back and get out their investment that they paid for those warrants. I almost feel like a lot of these plays are setups, quite honestly. And that is one of the things I look for on these retail short squeeze plays. I look to see, are there warrants? Because I feel like people are being set up by someone, innocent YouTubers being set up by someone, and then their audience being set up. And every time they act like, oh my God, where did this dilution come from?
Oh, no.
I don't know. Maybe you should have been on my Twitter feed because I told you it was fucking coming. Or,
Yeah,
you
just
know,
read the damn statements.
right.
You know,
Sometimes
you
it's
can
on
do
the-
look at it yourself.
Sometimes it's in warrants and sometimes it's already in pre-approved dilution, but they haven't released it yet. And these guys always act like they're surprised. But meanwhile, I told them about it a week before and they talk shit about me for mentioning it. Like, oh, he's just trying to shit on our play. No, play your play while the momentum's there. Don't hold it overnight because you're going to wake up and have a dilution dump, or you're going to end of market and get a notification that dilution just got dropped. That's all. You can play. I play momentum plays all the time, but I play them like eyes wide open. You know what I mean? I don't ignore stuff that is in public documents. People get so mad at me for pointing out SEC filings. He's just trying to kill our play. No. I might be playing it right along with you, but I'm not holding it overnight.
Someone said, does AA qualify as a paper hand? Lathax, thank you very much, Lathax. Would you say AA is a paper hander?
I
Tony?
did not.
I would never say that. I would never say that. By the way, Canuck Tide, that is from Phil for Real. Those two videos. The channel is Phil, PHIL, for Real, REAL, and then the number 4 in the middle. Let me type it out. Okay.
Just another
Phil
8
for
says,
Real.
you stated you made 60% on mob. This is phenomenal. Why? Oh, because the chances of making 60% on a trade are less than 38%. Yeah. You know, funny, I hear people, Steven, saying, oh, you just got a handful of shares. You just made $200 on your play. That was nothing. If Massalorian, if you passed $200 on a sidewalk, would you walk past it and say, that's just nothing? Fuck it.
Absolutely not. I would be
Right.
beating someone to take it. Right.
Who cares how many shares you got? If you got 4 or you got 24 or you got 100, if you focus on the percentage, guys, if you made 60% on a play, I don't care if you spent $100 or you spent 10,000, you fucking knocked it out of the park. Stop worrying about trying to make $10,000 in a week. First base runs day after day. That is how you stay in this play. If you're holding every play for a home run, you are not going to be here a year from now. How do I know that? Because I've fucking done it several times. I was just lucky
broke.
I had a high paying job and shit where it didn't matter if I blew out my account.
Right. Right. Cape Cod Mama says, why would anyone think our CEO is paper hands? I mean,
Because
at this
he
point,
sells
no one's
shares.
saying that.
Because he sells.
Knew it.
I mean, we all know he sold shares.
I know. Yeah, I know.
But,
I know.
But I bet everybody who's saying that has never worked a corporate job where the most of your compensation was from stock options and stock grants. And guess who has? I have. I had over $1 million of stock options granted to me. Do you think I want all of my money in one company? Fuck no. I sold it every year, every time I vested. Every time the stock ran up, I sold it. Was I worried about what anybody in retail said? No, I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about having all of my net worth in one company. That is human nature. That's not paper hands.
Right.
I give
And
I give Adam Aaron zero fault for diversifying his investments because I've been in that chair.
Right on. Right on. And like we said, guys, Adam Aaron told us he was going to be selling. We knew that was coming. It was not a shock. It was not a surprise. He said at some point, I'm going to be getting rid of some shares. I'm getting older. I want to diversify my portfolio. We all heard him. We all should have expected it. Right?
Just like I tell you guys, like, don't put all your money in one stock. Any financial advisor is going to tell an executive, hey, 90% of your net worth is in AMC. You need to diversify. That is common sense. Anybody would do it. You don't like it. I get it. But he's taking care of himself and his family, and any financial advisor would tell him to do that, whether you like it or not. That is the world.
Someone said Mass, something about Jennifer. What happened? Low Eyes said Mass, please. Said an ape date. My love child will squeeze. Man, I would do anything for the squeeze right now. Just about anything. Watch out, Jennifer. Lorne says, are you guys expecting much immediate impact from phase 6? Lorne, I have learned to curb my expectations with this play since March of last year. So I am not expecting much impact. But I'm the most negative guy on AMC there probably is in the entire community. So you're better off asking someone else that question. I'm not going to give you the right answer.
Casey,
you'd have to understand.
Wait, no, not Casey. Who asked the question? Is APE going to run before AMC? That is a good question. I would say watch my video from a couple nights ago. The response to Meet Kevin. I don't think that either one is going to run before the other. I think they're going to reach some point of parity. Maybe not exactly equal, but I think AMC is going to come down and APE is going to go up, and then it's going to be like a rising tide, right? If one goes up, the other is going to go up. But I think right now they're like this, and they're going to come to a point either equal or maybe APE a little bit lower, but they'll trade in that same range. I don't think there's going to be, I've seen it right on Twitter and Reddit. APE's going to, no, it's the same company, same stock, same thing. They're going to trade equally once they hit parity. Right now, there's too much negativity on APE, over shorting, and people leaving it to go into AMC because they don't know what they're doing. But they'll hit parity. Give it a few weeks. And then right now I'm buying whichever one's cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Same here. If I to buy something right now, today, this week coming up, it cost me the least. A lot of people talking about Bigfoot right now. We're gonna have to have this conversation some other night, though, for sure. I definitely want to get into this in the future. Todd Standing has pictures of Bigfoot, female and male. Maximus, I've seen those pictures. I'm very skeptical of those Todd Standing pictures. I've seen it in the videos. I'm very skeptical. Cape Cod Mama says, if you're that close minded, that's too bad for you. I believe, I don't know, do you believe in Bigfoot, Tony? Just curious. I don't think I've ever asked you. Do you think it's real?
I think by now we would have had more concrete proof than some grainy photos.
I agree.
I was fascinated by all that stuff. I do think that there's more of a chance of UFOs than Bigfoot. I mean,
there's got to be UFOs, right?
In the vastness of this universe,
of space, yeah,
the probability of UFOs, another civilization, is probable. but a Bigfoot that we haven't been able to find bones or a body or something.
Yeah.
No.
I'm wondering if they have some type of supernatural phase to them. Like I've always, in my opinion, I've always regarded maybe they had some connection with the fallen angels from the Bible, but I could be way off with that.
Well, if you were my age and you watched the original $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman,
Yeah, okay, I remember that. I remember that.
yeah, they had some time phase shifting ability. Bigfoot did.
Oh, okay. That
So
that makes sense.
you could be onto something.
That makes sense to me.
Who
That
is
they could
old enough to
disappear.
remember what I'm talking about? Who was that? Lindsay Wagner and what was the $6 Million Man?
I remember the show. I remember the board game, believe it or not. The board game.
Yeah,
If you can believe that.
but I was fascinated by that stuff when I was a youngster, and I do remember Bigfoot had an alternate type universe thing going on, exactly what you're talking about.
Really? Interesting.
Steve
Okay.
Austin, yeah.
Steve Austin, Lee Majors.
Lee Majors, yeah.
Lee Majors and Steve Austin are the two that come up. So someone's saying don't get us started about aliens. All right, yeah, we can't get off track here, right, guys? It's
We're gonna get
quarter
demonetized
to
real
one.
quick. We're gonna be booted from
Yeah.
YouTube for a week and have to create an alternate channel based on our first names.
Yeah, we'll be out of here so fast, so fast. Oh boy. Yeah, Steve Austin, that was his name, right? Who's Lee Majors? Who am I thinking of?
Lee Major was the actor. Steve Austin was the guy
Was
on
his name? Okay.
$6 Million
That's right.
Man, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I had the board game. That's crazy. Oof, that's ugly. Oh boy. I think they were just large Vikings who were much bigger than the small Latin people. That's an interesting take, Angelina. That's an interesting take. Yeah, we'll talk about that stuff in the future, guys. For sure. There's all kinds of stuff we want to talk about on here. Thinker on YouTube, Dario. I have. I've seen it many times. Oh, Liz Clayman says she has a picture of a UFO. Liz Clayman, you do not, do you? Really? I gotta see that. Six Sun says mass. I've seen UFO back in the date March 23rd, 2013. Really? 3/23/2013? Interesting. All right, we've gone totally into the paranormal now in the chat. We've lost everyone. All reality. All right, T, it's 1:00 in the morning right now. I don't know how much longer you're gonna stay on till, but I'm just gonna probably sign off now. I'm gonna try and get some food inside me. I
You're
haven't
leaving?
eaten.
What do you got?
Yeah,
to do
I'm gonna
tomorrow?
take off for a little bit. I gotta eat. Actually, tomorrow I got a lot of work to do here. I got still a lot of work on this wall. Get this damn thing finished. Trying to get done. I'm sick of
All right,
putting
let's
on
try and
paperwork.
get like one or two other stock related questions to close this up on something normal.
Sure. Oh, here we go. Walter's in the chat. Walter, how you doing tonight? Walter. Don't they use wolves to keep the coyote population down? Is that true, T?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
I have seen coyotes in my neighborhood, but I have not seen any. I have not seen any wolves. There's no known wolves that I know of in central Texas, but we definitely have coyotes, and I have seen them like outside my house.
Okay. All right. Alexandra says, "Hey, Super Steven recommended your channel." I'm assuming he recommended Tony's channel. Alexandra, if you went over to Tony's channel, looks like you're on there now. Normal is just sitting on the dryer, Lorinda P says. Tony, are you going on Discord after you wrap this live stream up? Do you go on Discord, Tony, at nighttime? No, right?
Yeah, I do until I'm sleepy, and I'm not sleepy, so.
All right. Liz says she'll put the pics and post them on Twitter and DM Massalorian. Yeah, DM them to me. I want to see this picture of you with the ghost. Let's see. We're gonna get anybody
Someone
in
said
here.
my
It looks like
someone said my
link is
Discord link
expired.
is expired.
Is that true?
Is it Captain Billy? Are you talking about me? I don't have a Discord link.
Fear of God
I don't know
77
who-
says we shoot all coyotes around here. Yeah, you sure your Discord's okay? Up and running?
I don't have a Discord link, so I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he's talking about someone else.
Liz Clayman, can you by any chance before you post those pictures, can you send me or just let me know who I have to shout out for mods tonight? Please. Lathax has one last question. Says, here's the question. How does retail unify like 2020 and 2021? Lathax, I think we are unified, don't you think? I think pretty much we're all on the same page right now. Yeah, some of us are watching
what was
other
the
channels.
question?
Here's the question. How does retail unify like 2020 and 2021?
We need a catalyst.
Yeah, we really need something to rally around, right?
We need a what was his name? We need a roaring kitty.
Lathax. Oh, roaring kitty. Yes. Yeah, I know, right? I know. Walter says, what way is the market going Monday? Walter, what way did it go Friday? After Jay Powell spoke. We knew this was coming. He says best guess for entertainment purposes only. I mean, do you think we're going to see a continuation of some pullback in the market this next week, Tony?
Sorry, I'm reading comments. You'll have to repeat.
That's okay. That's okay. Liz Clayman, by the way, says it was Diaz, Rand's, Pam, and Liz Clayman's whistle. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Was Diaz in tonight? I never saw him in the chat.
Yeah, and I saw Adrian Fernandez. Yes. And
Hat
Javi.
tip to every single one of you. Thank you so much. We love you guys. Appreciate your work.
Yes, thank you guys.
Keeping the stream civil and nice.
Tell Dog, thank you.
Angelina, thank you. Pam, Javi, Diaz.
Yes, Adrian Fernandez, Rand, thank you guys. Diaz, we saw, and shout out. He is Javi is cancer free, so that was amazing news we got tonight, right? Great news. Great news. Thank God. So shout out for that.
Thank you to everybody with a badge next to their name, and guys, if you want to support the channel and help me pay the electricity bills and all the subscriptions that I do, the join button or Patreon is how you do that, and Discord for those people supporting the channel. I'm not talking about subs on YouTube, but if you hit the join button or Patreon, Discord is a free perk for you. And I am in it from the minute I wake up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, whenever it is, till whenever I go to sleep. So despite what, all the complaints from Scarlett, I'm in the Discord when I'm not on camera. So, but that is how you get to it. There is no link. You have to hit that join button or the Patreon, and then it will sync up. So thank you for everybody with the green names. I appreciate you guys too for helping keep all of these bills paid, and helping us bring you good content, no clickbait, solid DD. And I do know that everybody that's in the Discord that is paying attention, many of them they've made in 1 month 10 years worth of Discord fees, YouTube fees. And you don't have to believe me. They will tell you. So I'm not here to sell a Discord. Speaks for itself.
I don't have joint memberships yet, guys. Someday. When the channel is worth it, I'll have them. Walter, thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Keeping the lights on. And thank you to everyone tonight who donated to either my or Tony's stream. It really helps, like Tony just said, with electrical bills. It's getting crazy. So thank you guys so much for those who help our monetary, the mods, and everyone for stopping by. If you're a new subscriber tonight, welcome to the live stream. We try to do these collabs once or twice a week. And, you know, tonight was a stream, T, right? We went 4 hours strong, 3.5 hours strong. Not bad at all.
I may do another one tomorrow night
guys.
because Scarlett's working tomorrow night. So what else do I got to do?
I'll be
except
there with you if you're
entertain
going to do it.
guys?
Yeah, we should talk about the week coming up. Definitely. We'll see if there's any IPOs we can talk about tomorrow.
I'm going to hit up Alex and see if I can get her over here tomorrow night to really entertain you guys.
I'll do the same. I'll see if I can get my Alex. Maybe we can get both of them on. I'll see what we can do.
That'd be fun.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Much love to all you guys. Thank you so much, everyone who stopped by. Have a great night.
Peace out, guys.
Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe. Love you. Have a good night.